Let me see.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Huvvi 186. This is Traditionalist 101. And this is the Overrated Podcast, episode 139. It's been a little while because I know Steve has been gallivanting around the world the last couple of weeks. What's going on, man?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I've been all over. I guess you could say all around the world to some degree, and yeah, it was definitely fun. I'll talk about that, in a couple minutes. But yeah, it's glad. I'm glad to be back. Glad to do this. Continue to do the podcast. I do feel bad because there were a lot of stuff that I really wanted to talk about. Not just the playoffs, but the situation. Like with Stephen A. and Westbrook, the situation. Now people are having the whole controversy. With Luca, is he the best player? I mean, that we could probably still talk about maybe even now. But and I think there were a couple things in the gaming industry I wanted to talk about, but these are all old news, and there's really no sense of talking about something that happened 2 3 weeks ago. But at least we could still talk about some relevant topics today. I'm looking forward to those. But yeah, it's been, we're back. We're gonna be back, and we're gonna stay here for a while. The next time I'm going to be traveling, it won't be until August, and I'll explain a little later on what I'm doing in August. But yeah, I'm definitely back with my friend here, and I do have a couple of other plans to bring um other guests, like James and Seaframe. Shout out to you guys. Critical Drop, shout out to him. But yeah, it's been good. I'm glad to be here. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Like I mentioned, while you were gone, I was dealing with air conditioner that wasn't working. Um, what else? I don't know. Watched the state of play that was garbage. Um, oh no, everything else was fine. Everything else was fine. Yeah, like I said, obviously you're out doing your thing, so there are definitely some topics that we could have attacked, but like I said, I believe some topics we're gonna go back to eventually. I think, yeah, there's some stuff that we can talk about that I feel will come back up. But in the meantime, let's say hi to our fans. Like Nolan asked a very important question.
All right. No, I did not. I did not clap any cheeks. Just so you guys know, I did not clap any cheeks. And and what's funny was that she was the one that actually brought that up and said that she wanted to take things slow because look, she's a Christian just like me, and we want to do things the right way. So no, and what was so amazing about that was there was no temptation whatsoever. We weren't close. We didn't do anything crazy. So yeah, you guys could, relax. Uh, I like I said, I'm taking my relationship with Christ, seriously. So there's absolutely going to be no type of fornication. So I'm sorry that I'm boring you guys, and I'm sorry that the story is dull for you and Randy. But no, there weren't any smashing. There wasn't any. We kept we kept things clean. Rated G. That's what we did. And so yeah. I don't know why that question is important to you, Huvvi 186, but I know what you're
No,
trying.
it's a question that he asked. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm traveling all the way to Mexico to meet up with a girl, then I figured that would be at least one of the things that we would be doing. It is what it is.
Really? So no. Don't move on yet. Don't move on yet.
Mhm.
You mean to tell me that if you went to travel to see a girl, that would be one of your expectations?
Yeah, yeah. How much did your tickets cost?
The ticket was 700.
Okay, I feel like that's the least. I feel like that's the least you can do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I figure if you guys are in, I mean, I'm not like. I mean, outside of you, Joe, Randy, my core friends, I'm not maybe family. I do stress that. I do stress that maybe family. There's no
Okay.
way I'm spending $700 to go see.
Wait. Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Outside of you guys
Okay.
and some family, I'm not spending $700 to travel to see anybody
Um,
unless
Go ahead. Say it.
no
Say
I'm-
it.
unless if I have this a relationship a long distance relationship with a female friend. I mean, anything else that we could have done, we could have done it over the phone. We could have done it over Skype or whatever the hell kids use nowadays. That's all I'm saying.
Um, how will you be able to eat over the phone?
I
Explain that.
mean, okay, that's fine, but I'm not spending. I don't want to go on a plane just to eat with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. So pretty much, from what I'm gathering from this info, this small info I'm getting from you, what you're pretty much saying that the whole trip will be a waste of time
No, 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 no,
if you
no, no,
don't
no,
do
don't put that.
one
No,
thing.
no, no, don't, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no,
Yes.
no, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. All I'm saying is that if you're traveling all the way down there, and you're bragging about keeping things PG, then I'm like,
No. Keep it everything G. Go ahead.
but then I mean, some of the other stuff that you got, which I'm not going to get into, some of the other stuff that you went through, then I figured that I would get a consolation prize at least. I figured I
No,
would go through.
go. What things? You have my permission. Go ahead. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not putting your business out there. All I know is that if I had to go through the stuff that you went through, I would want a consolation prize. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So pretty much you would want this to be some kind of business arrangement.
It don't have to be a business arrangement. It's just common sense. If I'm okay, let me preface this by saying that I've never been to Mexico, and I have no desire to go to Mexico. So if I had to go all the way down to Mexico to be with you, what I mean, we hang out, whatever, and then something else happens, and causes me discomfort. I would like a consolation prize.
Yeah, it's a
Here,
business arrangement.
no, it's not a business arrangement. But here's the thing: if something happened and she decides, you know what, I'm done with you. You're gone. Now you're in a foreign country, that is rather dangerous in certain
Okay.
areas.
Okay.
I figured if you're going to go through all that, I just figure you get a consolation prize at least. We don't have to get. We don't have to. We don't have to go any further than that. But I'm just saying. I understand if you want to be a good Christian boy, that's fine. I respect it. But if you went through what you went through, yeah, I would want. Me personally, I would want a consolation prize.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, and usually you will be the first in line to say that we shouldn't treat girls like objects.
No, no,
That
no, no. That's not. No, no, no,
we
no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
no,
yes,
no,
yes.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yes.
not how. That's not how that goes. I'm just saying. If she came down here to see me, then I would try to make her trip as as pleasant as possible, right?
Okay. I
No fights, no nothing. We'll just have a good time. Whatever you want to do, we'll do it. Anything you want to go see, we can go see. If you want to go to South Beach, you can do that. If you want to go to if you want to go to the Miami Arena to watch the Heat play, we can watch it on TV. You know what I mean? We can do all that. But if you have an expectation for me to do something for you, then yeah, I mean, I would do that for her. I would expect her to do that for me. And maybe those expectations may be a little bit different, but that's what I would. That's what I would do. And I hope that she would do the same thing.
Okay.
All right, but anyways, Malta, what's going on, bro? Nolan, thank you for watching us. Ruben, thank you for watching us. Welcome back, Steve. He said that he's gonna be down here over the weekend for his mom's birthday. So happy birthday to Ruben Cogburn's mother.
Oh, absolutely. Shout out. Happy birthday to your mom, Ruben. And how long are you going to be staying down here? Only Saturday and Sunday? Yeah, let me know.
So playoff season, so much with games. You know what's funny? We really didn't miss that much when it comes to the playoffs. We really didn't miss that much.
No, well, I think as far as talking about it, I think we did.
No, not as far as talking about. I'm talking about as far as what actually happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these games went combined. What one was a sweep and one was a 5-gamer.
Yeah.
We didn't miss much. So Nolan mentioned Minecraft killer. Like I don't, bro. I if there's one dude, there's very few franchises I care less about than Minecraft. Very few. Destiny. Who else? I'm sure there's others, but Minecraft is in that same boat of just not caring. And Yusuke, I bet you that would have been a topic. And don't worry, that story's not over. That story's not over. So I have a feeling that story's not over. All right. So Nolan said that if Trent had a rap name, it'd be Young Be Holy.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Nolan. That's awesome.
Multi saying that your arms got bigger.
Oh, I appreciate that, Multi. Yeah, you see what happens when you go to the gym consistently. Your body, has to adjust with all the hard work that you're putting in, and like it is hard to be consistent when you have to work and you have family stuff and other assignments. But from what I've learned from Jacob, the guy, I don't know if you guys remember when I gave him a quick shout out, my trainer. Yeah, he pretty much said if you truly have that as one of your goals, you got to make a plan and make sure you do whatever you have to do to make sure you get the job done. And that goes with anything else in life. So you have to try to make it your priority. So I appreciate it, Malta, and you obviously yourself with your big arms and everything, you definitely look good.
Good Lord, guys, come on, relax.
Let's oh my goodness,
Relax.
okay, whatever. Yeah, you definitely impressed of how you've been handling the gym. Keep up the good work. And Dave, you haven't given us any update. I hope you've been at the very least doing it part time. Yeah, but shout out to you too, Dave.
Ruben asks if he's off the market. He's soon, maybe. Soon, maybe. We don't know.
Wait. What do you mean by soon?
I mean, you may be off the market. You may not be.
No. I'm exclusive with someone else.
Okay, that's fine.
With someone. Yeah,
Okay, all right. I'm just saying that as long as if you're off the market, then just say yeah.
yeah, I am. I'm not available to anyone anymore, and the thing I want is I want her to trust me while I'm over here because oh boy, it was it was definitely rough. It was definitely rough. Do not
you bought it up, not me. FYI.
do not when you with your girls, fellas. The only thing I'll say, do not let your eyes wander. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm. I, hey man, listen. It is what it is, bro. Me personally, I'm not going to. I'm not going to Mexico to deal with that. I'm not going to Mexico to deal with that.
Well, to be fair, you something like that you could probably deal with regardless of where you are if you're in a relationship with somebody. Well, if she's
True,
locally or if she's out of state or wherever.
true. But if I'm not traveling to deal with that, I'm not traveling, especially in that country. The one thing I'll say this: if it's a Latin country, then you listen. It's gonna be out in front. It is what it is. As long as you're not gawking at them, you should be fine. But we've said too much.
Okay.
Ruben said I had to leave Monday, which is her birthday. Sunday is the party, but I want to be there. It's Friday night for game night at James. He just want to fly in either Wednesday or Thursday. I didn't know James had a game night.
I didn't know anything about that either.
He probably meant just going over to his house to play games. I mean, if there's a game night, then let me know. I'll swing by.
Um, usually when he would have a game night, he would usually inform us, ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, he probably just meant just going over to his house, maybe. But,
Okay.
regardless of that, yeah. So and then after you came back from Mexico, then you went to a Comic Con or something like that.
Yeah, it was not exactly. Well, I mean, you could. It's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Collecticon,
Collecticon.
and
So I know McKinley. I know he does these when he was up there. So was it his idea or was it your idea?
it was his it was his idea at first,
Mm-hmm.
and then what happened was Soul he 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 found out from James that me and McKenzie were going, and then he said, "Oh, can he tag along?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't see why not." And then Riddler, aka
Yeah,
Rodolphe.
that surprised me because I thought he was at work.
Oh,
I
he
thought he
did.
was. I thought he was at work, and I see him post up, and I'm like, whoa, wow, damn, Rudolph went there too. Cause I didn't. Cause I think I know for a fact he tagged along last minute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was almost last minute.
yeah. So yeah. So I mean, so I saw some pictures. I know you got to meet Chuck Norris, the legend.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And this is and just to give everyone a visual of what it looks like. This is what it looks like. And dude, I need to say this. It is extremely Pokemon heavy. Like you
Oh, okay.
see,
Oh, okay. So it was a Pokemon event.
well, I mean, it was like a Pokemon slash anime slash. It was a pretty much an anime type of event
Yeah.
to
But
where
the main but now it's starting to make sense. If they call it Collecticon, yeah, Collecticon, then the main I feel like the main thing would probably be Pokemon. But
it was
obviously,
it was pretty much like any card game.
oh,
I know like
my,
Pokemon, Magic, and I forgot what
mhm,
the other one was.
sports cards. I see some sports cards over there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they had a lot of sports
Okay,
cards.
okay, that's an interesting mix.
Yeah, and then and Soul took me to to the console area. Like, oh, I think we just passed it where it was a lot of they had they had old games, they had Super Nintendo, like they
Yeah,
had Nintendo, they had the Sega. I'm like, holy cow! Like it was amazing. Um, I wanted to buy the Dreamcast.
Mm.
I wanted to buy the Dreamcast. The only reason, there were two reasons why I didn't buy it. Was one, I didn't see any. If they had games for it,
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely would have bought that Dreamcast. But the other reason was, I did spend a lot of money, seeing these actors, and you know what? Let me share it real quick on Twitter. But but I will have to say this. This was absolutely an amazing experience. You see people dressing up, obviously, um, but it was very different than any other con that I have been to, because it was really mainly focusing on having the best collections that was out there, that collections that I didn't even know even exist anymore, like the whole sports stuff. I had no idea that was still relevant.
Oh yeah, yeah. That kind of blew up during COVID.
Yeah, I had no idea whatsoever. And
And you know what's funny? There was a card, a Michael Jordan card that sold for I think over $1 million.
man, dude, let me tell you, I saw cards that was like 500, like one Pokemon card, like
Mm-hmm.
500, like $300, and they look amazing. They look in really good, top condition. And I have this guy named John. He still goes to Pokemon tournaments, and it's really big over there. Like bro, let me tell you, as far as with the the Pokemon cards, Pokemon Go being a freaking billionaire. I think it's worth over $1 billion with Pokemon Go, with all the games, the anime. Dude, I never expected Pokemon to be not just a big brand, but the fact that everywhere you turn to, whether it's cards, games, all the movies, dude, like it is like it is universally well known, and it has a huge community. I never expected the Pokemon community to be that big, but bro, it is huge. It is huge. And I also want to say that I forgot the guy's name, but the guy that sang the original Pokemon intro,
Mm-hmm.
the show, he was there.
Oh wow.
And there was, dude, what was so crazy? This is what solidified everything for me. He did only one song, and the concert, and it was packed. You hear people singing along. Now obviously you could still say it's niche, because someone who doesn't know anything about Pokemon obviously wouldn't know who the guy is. But bro, the fact that people were singing along with him, people wanted his autograph, people took pictures with him. Even my brother, he took a picture, and I think he got his autograph too. I It blew me away of how much relevancy Pokemon is. Not just with the games, but with the cards, and with the movies, and everything else. Like it was just an amazing experience. I cannot believe how big Pokemon is.
All right, Whitney's
Um
in the chat. What's going on? Ruben said every Friday James has a game night. It died down during COVID, but he still does it when he can. Just let him know if you're coming in, and he'll expect you. Bring food and drinks. And Saint still what's going on, bro? He's here. Like he said that everyone knows the Pokemon song.
yeah. Shankster, aka Soul. Yeah, shout out to you. Like he came. I want to give him a big shout out, because of him, we didn't have to pay for the hotel.
Oh
All
really?
because of it. Yeah, because he had all these points. I think he had like what 5,000 points, or maybe
Oh
more
yeah,
than
'cause
that.
he's always traveling. So
He's always traveling because of his job, and so we didn't have to pay for anything. So it was definitely a bonus having him coming, having Riddler coming. It was fun. Like, dude, we had a great time. We went to that Super Saiyan a restaurant with
oh, that the soup place?
the soup place. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
that soup was amazing. I never thought I would enjoy soup like that.
I'm not a fan of soup.
It was
But
amazing. But yeah,
I would go if I was there. I would go.
yeah, but so like I don't know if you remember, when they had that little concert of how it was actually packed and all the seats were filled up. I mean, it was, like small, but the fact that a lot of people showed up just to sing that song, it was just crazy. But last but not least, like you mentioned, shout out to Chuck Norris. Let me start with him first. So this was the poster that I bought.
Yeah,
As you guys can see,
that's a kick ass poster.
yeah, I knew that even you would like it. I knew that you would like it. But yeah, he actually signed it right here. Chuck Norris, where he fought Bruce Lee, and he was telling me the history of how the movie came about, what the Bruce Lee wanted to do in the movie, what he wanted to do in the movie, and then he said he really enjoyed the movie and fighting against Bruce Lee. So I needed to get this thing signed, and it cost $140 to get it signed. I'm planning on getting the poster framed, and I'm definitely looking forward to that, and have it hanged on my wall. And also, so this is him, bro. He definitely got older. He definitely got old. So obviously that's me. That's my brother. Shout out to Critical Drop, and that's Chuck Norris in the middle. And yeah, it was great, man. Like it was a fantastic experience to talk to him. We even talked about God. We talked about Christ, how it's his savior and he's my savior. And so because we was talking about that is when he was like, "Hey, man, can I give you a hug?" And I'm like, "Wait, Chuck Norris wants to hug me? Oh, absolutely. I'm not gay, Huvvi.
No, I understand.
Absolutely, man. Like, bro, fantastic experience. And I remember you and I, Whitney, and a couple of other people in the chat of who are the guys who you really wanted to meet, in person. I know you mentioned Jackie Chan and others,
Mhm.
and Chuck Norris was obviously on my list, so I had to go. And unfortunately, yes, it had to, because of that we didn't do a podcast. But bro, I needed to go and see this guy. And
No,
the next person I met,
I don't blame you. Like you gotta live your life.
yeah, and David Yost, aka the Blue Ranger from the original Power Rangers. I met him also. And um he was like, he was down to earth, but the guy looked tired. Like he looked like he was, tired. And I know he had to deal with, long lines. He had a long line too, but not as big as Chuck Norris, but he had a long line also. And this is him signing, the picture that I bought. And this is me and Billy, aka David, Blue Ranger. I didn't realize how short all these guys are. I I didn't realize it, because remember I met the Black Ranger, aka Zach.
Mhm.
He was very short. I saw Kimberly also, aka Amy. She's also very short. Like every just about every Ranger that I have met so far. Tommy, rest his God bless his soul, rest his soul. He was I was also taller than him. I was very surprised, but bro, but at the end of the day, dude, it was definitely worth the price. A great experience. And the other thing I wanted to mention was I will be going to Tampa Bay in August. And the reason why I'm going to be going to Tampa Bay in August is because I will have the opportunity to go to another con where I will also meet Tom Welling, aka Superman from Smallville.
Okay.
And yeah, and I'll also meet Michael Rosenbaum, the one that played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Oh,
So
okay. So they're gonna be together.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so just to let everybody know, I will be out in August. And I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. So we will not have a podcast that week, because obviously I'm going to be in Tampa Bay. So yeah, so Chuck Norris I met, shout out to him. David I met, shout out to him. And soon I will be meeting Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum. So that's pretty much what happened the last 2 weekends when I was out in hiatus. So that was it, man. So you got to see it. Everyone else got to see it. And yeah, fantastic event that I was in.
Right. So Joe said Pokemon always stayed big. You don't go to enough nerd places, card games, and collecting goes hard. Ruben, he seconds you when it comes to Super Saiyan, legit. Uh, Critical Josh said that VIP pass I bought came in clutch.
Oh yeah, big shout out to you for that. Because of his VIP, we was able to skip all the lines. Man, that line was so long, man. Jeez.
David Yost is old as hell. Walter J looks the same. And old and gay surprised he let a gay man touch him. LOL.
All right. First off, he's not gay. He's married. He's a Christian. Okay.
Wait,
So
wait, 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 wait. Who's Joe talking about?
I'm assuming he's talking about Chuck Norris.
No, no, no. That Chuck Norris definitely not gay. He probably talking about Dave.
Dave. If he's talking about Dave, then yeah, that's he is. I mean, I don't know if yeah, I think he is. I think he still is. I think he still is.
Either he is or he isn't. Like, come on.
I,
Is he
I,
gay?
I,
No.
I think he still is. But you know what was crazy? Like I was talking to him, about that situation to where he just left um the show just randomly. Like he left because people, I guess, in the higher ups, was making fun of his sexuality.
Yeah.
And I actually told him, bro, like when you left, that actually, you know, it was devastating. Like it was really devastating for me to just suddenly have you leave, because he and Tommy were the one that stayed the longest. Like the original Rangers that stayed the longest, and to have him leave, like that was just devastating. I was not happy. And then he said that he realized how much it really impacted a lot of people when they were kids, when he just decided to just up and leave. But I guess he just really, I don't blame him, because I guess it was too toxic. It was a toxic environment for him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why he decided to leave. They were making fun of his, but I knew that even beforehand. I knew that years ago. And but man, it's kind of sad that everything would have completely changed if he would just stay. You know.
Yeah, of course, but he couldn't stay because people were making fun of him because he was gay. And you see, I'm not even gonna say anything. But here's the thing that you like from you. And look, I don't praise you enough when it comes to this type of stuff, but I do believe in your heart of heart that you're a good dude, right? You're a really good dude. So even if you have someone who is gay, but he's someone who impacted you in a way in your childhood because of the role he played,
Yeah.
you don't hold that against him. You may not agree with his lifestyle, but you respect the man for his work and everything that he's meant for your childhood. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I just wish that we had that level of understanding, and not just you, everybody. Everybody's so caught up in finding out people's political affiliations and everything like that. I think that you guys can is perfectly fine to disagree, but you don't need to be like, oh, I'm never liking this person. I'm never watching this again because of who they are in real life. Unless they're an evil person, everybody deserves the right for respect. Doesn't matter their sexuality, their creed, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So,
Well said. Definitely. Well said. Well said.
all right. I'm just saying. Just remember that. Just remember that. I just hope that these words seep into people's brains. I just
Okay.
hope they seep into people's brains. So, Anointed 1998, what's going on, bro? Did you read the comic book series? I'm assuming you
Anointed 1998. What's going on? As
did.
far as the comic book series, I honestly started reading Power Rangers, I think, just a couple years ago. So all the old stuff that I have missed, I really haven't read. And when I tried to look for trades, paper not pa- yeah paperbacks, um, they don't really have that many. Um, I haven't tried Tates. I should probably try Tates to see if they have like old issues of Power Rangers. But when I tried to look for some, there really haven't been any. Like I know there was one that I really wanted to read where Tommy stayed evil, because in the show, like he was evil at first, but then he became good. And in one of the comics, he actually remained evil, and I really wanted to read that one. I wanted to read that one really, really bad, but I
Yeah,
I can't I can't find it.
Anointed said, yeah, the one with evil Tommy or the evil with E, or is it we or with E? All right, but he also said, yeah, that's that series. They're supposed to make it a show. I heard.
Oh, dude, that would have been awesome. That most certainly would have been awesome if they were able to do that. I would definitely support it.
Okay, where are we? Joe kind of making fun of you with how you reacted to the David Yost thing. Um, uh,
No, no, no. I really had to clear my throat because I think I was about to catch a cold, but I think I stopped it. But my throat is still a little itchy,
yeah,
unfortunately.
praising gay people can do that to you. I caught that he was.
Oh my goodness.
I caught that he was uncomfortable saying it if he's gay. LOL. That's from my sister. And she said, "Yeah, Steve, we love you."
Yeah, well, love you too, sis. You're always family to me.
All right. Okay. Is there anything else you want to mention before we get started on the podcast?
No, no, no. I think that's pretty much it. Like I explained everything what went on. Like I said before, I am officially official. Um, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think I showed. I'm not gonna show her, her picture on here, but you guys
No.
saw how she looked like in the Discord. You guys saw her in WhatsApp, because I kind of just wanted to share, my time in Mexico, and she obviously wants to meet you guys when she comes over here. She wants to meet my family because I met all of her family, so she wants to do the exact same thing when she comes here, next year. So I told her, yeah, no problem. If you want to meet, Huvie and Joe or Soul and James and Fred and John, like all you guys, people who I talk to, and even guys like Jacob and stuff like that. Yeah, she wants to meet all those people. She wants to meet my family, and I said, yeah, it'll definitely be a day where we could meet my inner circle. So I'm official. I have a girlfriend after all these years. I took a long break, from women, and it was definitely worth the wait. So that's my experience. And as far as for you, Hoovy, I think all you've been doing is working.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Just work and just work. That's it.
Make that money, man.
Yeah. All right. So you want to talk about state of play? I made a video a couple days ago.
Yes, you did.
My thoughts on it. For those of you who don't know, I gave the show an F, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, was I too harsh on the show?
Yes.
And then I look at this. Oh my bad. Ooh, wrong button. Hold on a second. Then I look at this. Yep. I look at this and then I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with my decision to give the show now.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what. Now again, it is just one game. This is Concord. I don't know. I forgot who's making it. I don't care who's making it.
Hmm.
This is the game. This is the game that is going to be coming out soon. And the reason why I pointed this game out because this is a game made by Sony first party. It's from Firewalk, right? They're the studio that they bought for their first what do you call it, free to play or what do you call it, games as a service initiative, right? Now, mind you, they canceled Twisted Metal. They canceled the Last of Us fractions multiplayer, but yet we get this garbage. So I'm glad I gave the show a nod. This is like I said in the yeah, Joe was there. Joe listened. This is nothing more than Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Overwatch. This is all this is. This is a Temu version of Guardians of the Galaxy, paired up with Overwatch, a game that I do not give two flying fucks about. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Going for our hopefully we can win our first championship. We're going up against the Edmonton Oilers. I think we got this one in the bag. Shout out to the Panthers. So what would you give the show?
I would give it a C plus.
Why?
I would give the show a C plus because there were a few games that were on there that highly interest me. Now, before I share what those games are, you mentioned something about Concord, and what's funny was that I immediately thought the exact same thing when I saw that game. When I saw that trailer, I said, "Is this Guardian of the Galaxy?" But they just, just swap, the characters. Where I'm like, why? What is this? What is this? Why is it that they? It seemed like they intentionally just copied and paste, but all they really did was just switch around the characters. Like instead of because Gamora is green, but yet they have this big guy, who is green, and it looked like they. I'm just saying to myself, I can't you guys at the very least try to be original? Can't you guys at the very least try to be somewhat different? But it looked like you just immediately copied Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think you what did you say? You said Overwatch also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was not impressed with the game. I was not impressed with it. Am I interested in it? No, I'm not interested in that. However, what I am interested in is, well, you know what? Let me play it. The game that I am interested in is Silent Hill. Now, you said that you thought the game looked like trash. Why?
It looks like absolute horseshit as it stands right now. That game does not look good. And I get it, it's a remake, but you can make a remake look at least better than that.
I mean, I think I would assume. I don't know. I didn't read too much about the development behind it, but I would assume that it's supposed to look like that. Like if it's supposed to look
Garbage?
it's supposed to look like like foggy and dark. Like I don't see what is the big issue of having it look like that.
It looks garbage, bro. It don't look good to me. But
Yeah.
I was gonna play the game. I wasn't gonna play the game regardless, so it doesn't matter.
All right, so this is it right here. Let me play it real quick, and I want the audience to oh and Chris, you said how about them Celtics? We're gonna talk about them real soon. After this topic, we're gonna talk about them. Shout out to you, bro. Here it is right here. Let me share this real quick. All right, can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, let me play it real quick. Like you see, like when you see all that fog, I mean, it's supposed to look like that. Huvvi 186.
That's not what makes the game look bad.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously you don't see everything looks like black and white. There's no color, but that's what you expect in a horror survival game. That's what you expect. And I don't expect the game to look all. Well, I don't know what you was expecting, but I don't expect the game to have to have be all vivid and whatnot. I don't know what type of graphics were you trying to look for. What was that you looking for?
Good graphics.
You acting like this is terrible. Like you acting like it looks awful.
They don't look good.
Uh, I mean, look, you don't like horror games, so I think it's just easier for you, to dismiss it since horror games is not your thing. I think Resident Evil 4 is the only horror game you ever bought.
That's fair. But Resident Evil 4 looks good. This looks like dog. This looks garbage.
Oh, okay, but yeah, Silent Hill was the first game that I'm like, okay, I'm definitely hyped up for this game. I'm a huge horror fan. I'm a huge horror fan, so I had to, put this on my list. And now that we finally got to see, more gameplay footage, of course I was going to be satisfied. Now here's the thing. You mentioned how there was no games that interest you in the state of play event in the showcase. Huvvi 186. But the main things that we usually complain about is did you show any gameplay? How many games did you put out there? And when it actually delivered that, you still wasn't satisfied because you said, oh well, they didn't give any games that that you were interested in. And one of the comments that I gave you on your video was that, you see, this is what I'm talking about. When you ask for new IPs, when you ask for new innovation, when you ask for variety of stuff, you get it, and yet you still complain about it without even trying the games first. Don't you see the problem with that, Huvvi? You completely dismiss all of these games without even trying them to see if you actually like them or not.
Okay, can I respond?
Go ahead.
I'm 38 years old. I played enough video games. I've seen enough video games to know if a game's gonna interest me or not. I looked at that conference. That conference was 37 minutes of stuff that I'm not interested in playing. Like, that doesn't mean that I don't want them to innovate or anything like that. But at the same time, it has to be interesting. And if it's not interesting, I'm not buying it. I'm not playing it.
Okay.
Like, ultimately, I do want good games, but these type of games don't interest me. Like, this game don't interest me. This doesn't interest me.
Is it because it's like a team-based type of game? That's why it
Hero
doesn't interest you?
hero shooter, Overwatch looking dog shit. I'm not interested in these type of games. Now, this game will do better than Concord because it has IPs that people actually give a shit about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like, I'm not interested in buying this.
I mean, I would assume that because I mean, it is a big brand. It's Marvel, and look then. And or let me go back real quick. I mean, I mean, the graphics, they look fine. They don't look fantastic, but but they look fine.
What does it
And
look like to you? It looks like
and,
it looks like Fortnite to me.
and when you and with these characters, Spider Man, Venom, um, who's that? Storm, Scarlet, not Scarlet, yeah, Scarlet Witch. Like, how is it that you're not interested in playing any of these characters?
No.
But so you bought you bought the first two Spider-Man games, the one that came out for this generation. You bought the Spider-Man that came in last generation. You get to play as Spider-Man on here, and all suddenly now you're not interested in playing as Spider-Man anymore.
Why?
I find that to be a bunch of hogwash.
You think I played every Spider-Man game?
You played a few.
I played. I have played a few.
Yes.
But I don't like. I like Spider-Man is one of my favorite Marvel IP, but not. But not like I'm a massive fan of Spider-Man.
Yeah, don't give me that. No, you
I'm
only
not.
saying that for the sake of this. That's why
No,
you're saying that now.
no, Steve. I don't want to play. I don't want to play these type of games. I don't want to play that type of game. And Spider-Man 2, the Spider-Man game that I play, and this are not the same gameplay. They're not the same. So why would I be interested?
Here's the other thing that you also said. You also said on the state of play that you don't like the fact that you get to choose, different characters. Can you elaborate more on that?
Okay, so let me, because the reason why I hate hero shooters, right, is because the game, because when you have heroes in the game, right, where you get to pick characters instead of pretty much have your own character. What it essentially does, it allows you to play the way that those characters play. And in a first person shooter, I want to dictate how I play with my character, with the gunplay. The gunplay to me is the number one thing when it comes to first person shooters. At least the one that I grew up playing.
Okay.
But then now when you add these heroes and their abilities, then the gunplay is not the focus no more. Is what these characters can do. And the reason and the main reason why I hate Overwatch is because killing people is not the main objective of that game.
Okay.
It's objective based, which I don't mind, but I do want a mode where I can just kill people. I want the gunfights to be impactful, and I don't feel like they're impactful in Overwatch. I don't think they're going to be impactful in this game. And it seems like more and more studios go for stuff like this than for one on one, like, or not one on one, but close quarters, gunplay, which is what I grew up liking. Like all this stuff with the with all these special powers and all the other stuff. Like I can play some games like that, but I would prefer a legit close quarters shooter. That's what I would prefer.
So you pretty much just want everybody to shoot and that's it.
Yeah, just use your gunplay skills to your advantage. That's what I want.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you and a lot of people should at the very least expect that because these characters are different, you should expect them to play somewhat different from each other.
That's not that's
Which
not
which
not
which
what
which
that's not what I want from my first person shooter.
okay, but here's the thing. It gives you different experiences because you have different characters with different gameplay styles, because of that, it gives you the opportunity to for the game to have replay value, because now, because the characters are different, it keeps the game fresh. That's a good thing. That should be a benefit, for us gamers, because of the different play style that these characters have. How well, I don't see that, as a negative. I see more that, as a positive. That should be a good thing for you, because it gives you options of how you want to play, per character. How's that a bad thing?
I want gunplay. That's what I want. I don't want to do all this jumping and hopping and skipping and all the other stupid shit that they have in the game. I don't want to do that.
Hmm. I mean, they have gunplay. I mean, I'm pretty sure every characters can shoot, the way you want.
I want the main focus to be gunplay.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I know this one you don't really care about, but God of War, coming to PC, they announced that, so I'm pretty sure all you PC gamers, are happy, with that. Now, there was one thing that you had also said in the video, and you also said in the past. There's two more things I want to, talk about after this. And
Mm-hmm.
you said that something along those lines of you going to no longer support PlayStation once games go over to PC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you remember Huvvi 186, Microsoft with the 360 was already doing that,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of their games, whether if they were exclusive or not, would go over to PC, at the same time, or maybe it would be a time exclusive, but a lot of times, they will also be available for PC.
They did it once in a while. They didn't do it all the time. Now they do it all the time.
Yeah, yet now I'm not gonna call you a hypocrite. I'm not gonna say you're not being consistent or anything, but knowing that, you still bought the console.
The Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not building a PC to play Xbox games.
Right. But you still bought the console despite the fact that majority of the games goes to PC.
Yeah,
I don't
because
I
I
don't
don't
I
I
don't I don't
don't
see
I
I
am
don't see,
not building a PC to play Xbox games.
but I don't see why you just can't do the exact same thing when
I'm
it comes
not.
to
No, 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 no,
PlayStation.
no. When it comes to PlayStation, I buy their games for their exclusives. If you don't offer me exclusives, then why the fuck do I have your console? I'll play the occasional Xbox game on PlayStation. Don't get it twisted. If it ever happens that the PlayStation goes full PC, my Xbox is gone also. The PlayStation
What?
and the Xbox are gone.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them are gone. Because now all I can do now is I can play all my games, Xbox and PlayStation games on PC. So I don't. So if I get rid of the PlayStation, I'm damn sure getting rid of the Xbox. Hell, I even thought about getting rid of the Xbox earlier this year.
Yeah. Okay.
If and I even said this: if Game Pass goes to other platforms, then I don't need the Xbox no more. If Game Pass goes to PlayStation or Nintendo, then I don't need the Xbox no more.
Hmm. Okay.
If your console can offer me something exclusive, then I'll buy your console if it's good. Like the reason why I bought Game Pass is because I can play the Xbox games, pretty much without spending money on them.
Yeah.
But if PlayStation decides to go full PC, then I'll get rid of the PlayStation and I'm getting rid of the Xbox also. Cause now I can play all my games on PC, PlayStation and Xbox.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair enough. And even I have said that that if you're not gonna have exclusive on your consoles anymore, then yeah, you might as well just focus on PC. I just thought it was very interesting that you still supported the Xbox despite the fact they're doing the same thing. But your reasoning actually makes sense. You're not gonna build a whole PC just to play a couple Xbox games, which is good. Now moving on, this game I'm not interested at all. Like there were a couple of games that I'm like I don't know why they're showing. I don't know why they're showing something like this,
Bro,
but
at this point, I was just like, my eyes were glazed over. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
I have a small, tiny. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it theory, but a bit of a speculation. Like, I'm just going to go on assumptions here. The reason why I think that Sony is giving us a game like that, I think it's called Infinite something. Let me,
Infinite Nikki.
yeah, Infinite Nikki. Now, if you fast forward, now there was a game that you said that you thought the trailer was really good,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm definitely interested in this. It's called Astro Boy or Astrobot. I think
Yeah,
Astrobot.
yeah.
Now, the game does look good, and I don't know if Sony is gonna try to make it their mascot. I hear people say that they should just make him their mascot. But I am going to go on assumption here. The reason why you see games like this, you saw the game like Infinity, Nikki or Nika, whatever it is. I think what Sony is trying to do is have a variety of games which will attract different gamers. Kind of similar to what Nintendo does. Majority of their games, people will say it's mainly for kids, right? But they do have a couple of games, whether if it's Smash Brothers, Zelda, Metro Prime, to where you have adults are interested in those games. I think to some degree, Sony wants to do the exact same thing to a degree.
Truth be told, this game looks good, man. Like the game looks fire. This is easily the best thing that they had on the show.
But you're still not interested in getting it.
I mean, it depends on how much it costs. I'm not spending $70 on it. So it is not my type of game. It really isn't. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't. It's easily the best thing they showed
Yeah,
by a country mile.
yeah. To me, I think the reason why this game even exists is I think they want to compete. I think they want to have to have an audience that will be interested in some of their rated E games, and I'm not saying that they're directly trying to compete with Mario or they're trying to compete with Sonic or anything like that.
But let's be real. This looks as good as any of those games look when you really think about it. Just based on how it looks.
Yeah.
You can definitely look at this and be like, wow, this thing looks Nintendo quality. It definitely does.
Yeah, like with all the color and like the vivid color, and like it definitely looks like that Nintendo type of feel. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. And look, I think part of it, yeah, they want to attract, a type the type of audience that Nintendo attracts, and I think that is the reason why they're pushing more, games where you would probably think it's catered to kids, but I think they're just trying to have games where everybody could play, and I think that's a smart move. Obviously, you don't think so, but I
No,
think
no,
that's a very smart move.
when it comes to this game, it's fine. When it comes to that game, it's fine. My problem is that the games that they show were not good, or games that I have no interest in.
Now, this was the
And
last game. Well, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
and considering, you know, everything going on with the community, like and how I felt about the PlayStation brand going into this year, I wanted to see something good, and I didn't see anything that was interesting to me.
Now, I don't understand why you were not interested in this game whatsoever. Why? What's your issue with this game?
No, Steve, I don't care. I just don't care about this type of game. Like, I just don't.
I mean, okay, you said all of the games look like trash. This game look like trash to you?
I'm Look. It may not be trash, but I don't care to play this type of game
Tell me why.
because I'm not interested.
Is that
I'm
it?
just not. Yeah, I'm just not interested.
That's all you have to say. Like that's all you have to.
Yeah. What else do you want me? You want me to break it down for you? No, I'm not interested.
Wow.
I'm simply not interested because you see that I play Ghost of Tsushima that you think that I like every game like this. No.
Yes. Like
But one,
go ahead.
first of all, Ghost of Tsushima is a lot more grounded than this. This is over the top swordplay. And the thing that you also keep forgetting is that it's about to me, like if a game looks cool, then I'll say it looks cool. But when it comes to like some other companies, some other games, it's about the company. I bought the Spider-Man game because of Insomniac, because I know how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ghost of Tsushima is made by Sucker Punch. I know how good they are.
Okay.
I don't know who this studio is. And again, I'm not saying the game's gonna be bad, but I look at it right now. It don't interest me.
Well, I mean, do you have to know? Does the studio actually matter? Like, can't
It
you just
helps.
can you just look at the game and say, oh wow, this game looks cool, and
I'm looking at Steve.
and
I'm looking at the
then
game right now. I'm not interested.
okay, we could look at this game right now and then go and check who's developing the game and things like that.
If I don't know the studio, I'll look at the game. But I look at the game and the game don't interest me. I'm not saying the game's gonna be bad, but it just doesn't interest me.
Okay. Well, last but not least, I know you don't care about this. What's your issue with this game?
I mean, this game already came out on PS4. Game already came out on PS4. I don't know if it was a PS5 title. I don't know if it's a PC title. I don't even know why they wasted like 3 minutes showing a fucking trailer of a game that's already out. That's been out.
Well, I mean, they did the same. They did the same thing with
But I knew what God of War was. God of War is a PC. It was a PC announcement. I don't know what this is.
Well, I think they did the same thing with what's the game called? Billard of Terra, because didn't that game originally came out for PC first?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
It's pretty much almost identical of the same thing, because like you have to think about it like this, Huvvi. If people are going to be excited that an exclusive game that was only available on PlayStation goes to PC, that's a big deal to them.
I
Now,
don't
if
give a
there's
shit. Steve, I don't
hold
give a
on,
shit about them.
but here's my point. If there was a game that was exclusively on PC and then it goes over, to PlayStation, although it's an older game, and now you are able to play the game because you don't have PC. That's good for you. That's good.
If
That Go
if
ahead.
I knew about the game and it interested me, I would be happy. But I don't. I never heard about the game, so I don't care. I saw the game and I didn't care.
Well,
So I don't care. I don't care if it's on PC. If it was a good game on PC, yeah, sure, it'll be exciting. But I don't give a shit about that game. This is the game you're talking about. Like I've never heard of this fucking game.
well,
I never heard of it, and I'm not interested.
yeah, and but this is why I said the stuff that you were saying about the games look like trash is far fetched. This game does not look like trash.
All right, fine, but I'm not interested in playing it. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. I'm not interested in playing this.
Okay. You can say that, but don't say that every game that was on State of Play, look like garbage.
But I'm not giving credit to a game that I'm not gonna play. Like I'm supposed to give this show a C because the game look nice. I don't give it. I'm not gonna play this fucking game, so why would I care?
No,
All this just wasting it. Yeah, go ahead.
no, you only saying that. You only saying that because I'm right. Because you know you was going too far by saying. Yeah, I think your hatred for the State of Play, you completely dismiss every game, and you just want to say because you didn't like the showcase, oh, every game looks like trash. When you know that's not true in your heart. That's not true.
Look, if I'm not interested in the game, then it might as well be trash. Like I have no interest in this, so why would I care?
I mean, yeah,
It
it's coming.
was going on for 37 minutes
Mm-hmm.
of games and trailers that I didn't give a shit about. So why would I be okay with it? And it is VR bullshit. Like I don't give a shit about VR.
But okay. I want to move on because clearly, no matter what game I'm showing, you clearly it's not going to change your mind. But I want to say this last thing: Sony invested so much money in VR. They're trying to make VR relevant, and I think it is Sony's duty that if you're going to put all this money on VR and trying to improve and have innovation and try to have different style of way to play games, they don't have a choice. Regardless if it interests you or not, Huvvi, they don't have a choice. They need to have people interest in the VR system. And the only way to do that is if you make games for it.
I hear you, but like I said, as someone who doesn't consume VR, I'm not going to care.
This is what if I had VR, I would absolutely buy this game because let's just be real here. Like I said, to me the only way an experience could definitely be enhanced is if you play survival horror games. I think playing a survival horror game, whether if it's Resident Evil or something like that, Alien, could absolutely change or adds a different flavor to it because everything is right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? Because to a lot of people, a lot of survival horror games is already scary enough, and to have it in VR and playing in the dark, putting the volume up, oh my gosh, the experience would be amazing. So I am not going to say that they're wasting their time by showing VR because I don't think they want VR to die. I think they're trying the best that they can to to add a different flavor, a different way for you to a different experience for you to enjoy games. So I can't blame them. I understand your point, but I can't blame them for doing that. I mean, the VR is here, and quite frankly, it looks like it's here to stay.
No, that's fine. But as long as it's here to stay, then I'm not going. I mean, I'm not buying VR. So you have to understand, me watching VR trailers is going to annoy me.
All right, so we don't need to talk about anything else. Clearly, you're not interested in this. So we didn't go through every single game, but we don't need to. Um, am I interested in this game? I mean, I'm just going to wait. I do kind of like the overhead view slightly. Um, and I'm not gonna say that the game looks impressive or anything, but I never really played a game like this before, and I always wanted to try one out. So now that I have an opportunity to try this new game out, I may buy it. I don't know 100%, but the main games that I'm interested in buying um is Silent Hill, when the winds now I forgot what the game is called, the Where Winds Meet. That's two. And Ball in the Terror and Astrobot. Like those are the games that I'm interested in. It's only 4 out of like what 12, 13 games. So that's why I decided to give it a C, because some of the games look terrible. But I think but I think 4 games that I definitely want to buy and try. I decided to give it a C plus. Go ahead.
If I had 4 games I was interested in, I probably would have given this show an A. I don't need a whole bunch of games to be interested. I just need like 2 or 3, then I'm good. Because I know that not every game's gonna appeal to me. I know that. But when you sit through 37 minutes of dog shit, then how am I supposed to feel about that? Like, how am I supposed to feel about that? Like, it's like, bro, like I saw it, I didn't like it, I gave it the score that I felt like it deserved.
So one last time before we move on. You're only giving it an F because none of the games interest you.
Pretty much, yeah.
So forget about that they showed a variety of games. Forget about that they showed gameplay. Forget about all of that. Forget about that they showed new games. Forget about all of that. All you care about is, well, if they don't have games for me, it's an automatic. It's an automatic failure.
One second.
Yeah. So pretty much, he thinks this state of play was a complete failure. Um, for those of you that's in the chat, do you guys feel the exact same way? Like, did any of you all saw state of play? Is there any all the games that we just showed? Do they look bad? Do any of them look interesting? Um, I'm actually curious to hear your thoughts, because for me, when you have something where people have been asking for over the years, because look, a lot of people have been tired of people are complaining about, oh, we're having too many remakes. People have been complaining about, oh, we having too many sequels. People are complaining about, oh well, we need something new. We don't have anything new. We don't have anything fresh. And to me, now that they decided to do that, people are still complaining. I say give the games a try first, because not because look, there's going you're going to be in situations to where when a new game comes out, because you don't know what it is, you don't know what studio makes it, it is going to probably not appeal to you, because it's just not a game that you're used to, because you're used to all the traditional games that you've been playing before, whether if it's God of War, Street Fighter, Zelda, Mario, the big titles. But but to me, the only way to continue to keep the industry going is for new content to come out, new games to come out, and it's up to us if we're going to try it or not. It's up to us at the end of the day. But if you're going to dismiss every new game that comes out just because you think it's not interesting to you, then we're not doing the gaming industry any favors, in my opinion. We're not doing them any favors. The least you could do is at least try the game out first before completely dismiss every new IP that comes out or every new game that comes out, in my opinion. So Huvvi's still out, and let me see. Let me look at some comments. So yeah. So once again, Chris said, "How about them Celtics?" Look, we're gonna talk about that, real soon, right after this. Critical Drop says the
Hey,
MC looked like a Dollar Tree Leon.
yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can start the playoff. Start the NBA Finals talk. I have to go do something real quick. It'll probably take like a couple minutes. All right.
Well, I'm still addressing the state of play, but yeah,
Okay. All right,
go ahead.
okay. Do what you gotta do. All right. All right. You give me a couple minutes.
Yeah. Um. Uh. So yeah, I think it's very important. But since Huvie is out, there is one thing that I wanted to show real quick. But obviously, I can't show it now because Huvie has the full control to do that. So I can't do it. But I was looking at this article where it talks about Summer Game Fest. And with Summer Game Fest, it says this article says Summer Game Fest will focus on existing games, not massive announcements. And although this is not really a topic, I'm going to take advantage of talking about it real quick since Huvie is not here. And if you all remember, I had said, and I think even Huvie had said, that the options that we used to have, the variety of games that we used to have, all the AAA titles that would just come out to the point where it was hard for us to catch up with all these games that would be released, completely shifted. And we knew that would happen once a lot of studios were closing down, and when a lot of people were getting laid off. Clearly, that's an indication of us having less games to play. And so now with Summer Game Fest saying that they're not going to be announcing, anything new, solidifies our original points. Studios are closing, clearly means that's less games for us. And in this article, it says just days ahead of Summer Game Fest showcase, organizer Jeff Keighley is attempting to set expectations. He says, as we all know, people can get carried away when it comes to anticipated gaming events. And it's usually around this time when the speculation starts to peak. But Kaylee's warning against going on into the show expecting megaton announcements after megaton announcements. There will be definitely new announcements, but the show is largely focused on, I think, existing games that have new updates for fans, he said during a recent question and answer sessions on Twitch. The Game Awards has a lot of usually big surprises. We're thankful for those and big new reveals. This Summer Game Fest is largely focused on announced stuff, Kaylee continues. There's definitely are things that are being announced, but this is not a show that has a lot of light coming in 2026 or 2027, or teasers for games that are years and years out. That's generally what I would say in terms of expectation setting, he explains. So perhaps this has something to do with, state of play, even though I thought that we are getting, somewhat variety of different games. But I know to a lot of people, they felt like it wasn't enough. And I think this is going to be the standard for the gaming industry. As more studios continue to close, as more people are getting, laid off, and the fact that now you could see the focus is more into, live service, constantly having season 1, season 2, season 3 for the same game. Um and how we saw a perfect example with Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out 2 generations ago for the 360 and PS3. They re-released it on PS4, re-released it on Xbox One, and they re-released it again on PS5. They kept the game alive, with online, and I think that is going to be the standard um in the next couple of years.
What are you
I
on?
think that's going to be the standard, huh?
Where are you on right now?
Okay, so since you're here, I kind of related this kind of to what we saw on State of Play,
Mm-hmm.
where it was this,
Uh, okay.
where it says Summer Game Fest will focus on existing games, not massive announcements. And what I said was it's no longer surprising, especially to where the gaming industry has been going. Because I gave the example with Grand Theft Auto 5, to where it was released back when the 360 and PS3 came out, and they still were able to keep the game alive until now. And I think, and I said that I think they're going to start. That's going to be the standard, to where they're going to just keep old games or existing games and just add new content or downloadable content, etc., instead of having a variety of games. And obviously, with how they want to be the next Call of Duty, or they want to be the next Fortnite or Overwatch, etc., right? And additionally, with gaming studios closing, with people getting laid off, we are going to see less and less games, less and less options. And this right here, I think, is just the peak of the iceberg. The fact that he even said that we are not going to have crazy announcements, but just focus on existing games, solidifies what you and I had said in recent past, that we are going to get less and less AAA titles. That's what I think. So now we can move on, because I was only talking about this since you left. But if you have any opinions, I'm actually interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, I'm glad that Jeff Keighley let me know not to watch the show. So I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm good with that. So um, no, I just, like I said, like I'm not, I'm like that show. The state of play wasn't good in my opinion, but if you're gonna do a show where all you're gonna be talking about are games that already out, I don't want that either. So I'm good with that.
I mean, the first thing that I said to myself when I saw this was, well, it looks like we probably did all these, for example, E3. I mean, we did it. It looks like we did it a favor, because if if all you're going to talk about is existing games, pretty much what you're saying is like, well, there's really nothing for you to show, because we have these games already. Like, the games that are already out, and I'm including if you're going to port a game to another console, like how they did with with God of War, for example. To me, that I mean, yes, that's news, for PC and vice versa. But like 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 that's not, we don't that's not news for us, for the console, for the console users. That's not news for them. You know what I'm saying? So if all you're really going to focus on now is just adding new content, or whether if it's new characters for existing games that's coming out, you're pretty much essentially saying you have nothing to show.
Pretty
You
much
you you
that was something like to me.
you have nothing to show. But again, I'm not blaming Summer Game Fest, obviously. But what I will say is, once again, for the last time, and we can move on if you don't have anything else to say. This was something, was absolutely, I knew was going to happen when studios started closing, and how all these studios wants to imitate Call of Duty and Fortnite and Overwatch, or they're focusing a lot more on on mobile gaming. and how they want to be the next Clash of Clans or Candy Crush, etc., etc. That's what they're doing, and the gaming industry has completely shifted. We already experienced it where we had less options. We already experienced it where games coming out garbage, but yet because they care about money and they care about these guys in suits, the investors. We completely have seen uh, uh, a different experience, but in a negative light for the consumers, for us, the gamers. And a lot of people have said in this generation, where are the games at? Whether it's on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. I'm hearing people say, where are the games? What is there for you, for us to be all excited for investing in your consoles? And if the games, are not there because studios are closing, or because you want to shift your focus on keeping your games alive, like how we know with Grand Theft Auto 5 and with Fortnite and, and things like that. If that's what you're, if that's the focus, dude, bro, the we are going to have less and less and less games from here to come, bro. And that's not good. I paid freaking $500 for this console, and I'm not happy that we are going to be getting less and less games. And this article right here is enough proof for me that we're not going to be getting anything exciting this year or next year.
Rudolph said it could be a setback from all the layoffs. I guess.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, I did say that, but perhaps it's because of of all the layoffs. But still, it's you're still screwing us over because we invested on your console, and and us buying your console, we expect games. And I don't want to go to the point to where now the only way for me to enjoy your console is to start playing old games. Now going back to what? Now I have to what? Go back to the PS3? I have to go back to the to 360? Like I don't want to have to. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I don't want to do it where I have no choice but to do that because you're not releasing new titles. I'll be highly disappointed, if I have to go to that route. But it looks like it's already happening, based on what the article was saying.
All right, so let's move on.
Yeah, it's not like you're annoyed by it.
No, there's other stuff that's annoying me right now. All right, so Celtics versus Mavericks. Hold on. Oh, give me a second. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. All right. So while he's doing that,
Yeah. Go ahead. Talk Celtics
um,
and
oh
Mavericks.
look,
I gotta do something.
all right. So while Huvvies is out again, Rodolfo says the only way to enjoy your console is play it on PC. Riddler, man, like you, I understand why you, Soul, and Yosh have been constantly pushing.
He's not wrong.
Um,
He's not wrong.
go ahead.
No. I was just saying he's not wrong. I'm gonna go back on you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said I've been noticing how you every time we talk about this, I feel like you, Riddler, is it like I'm not you're not doing it directly, but it's kind of like you're saying I told you so. When it comes to in regards to owning PC, or shift our gaming to PC. And with your smiling emoji, I think what you're trying to do is saying, "Ha! I told you so. You need to go to PC." I think that's what you're doing. And if it is, I mean, hey, Huvvi says that you're right. So I mean, maybe we probably do need to. But I have hope. I have hope that we are going to get games, and as long as they could keep it some of these games, exclusive to the console, I mean, at least there's a reason why, to still have it. Especially when it comes to Nintendo. Like, Nintendo, they're not going to put their games on PC. And because they're not going to put their games on PC, there's a reason for me to continue to support Nintendo consoles. Because I'm always going to support Mario and Zelda and Donkey Kong and Metroid and Smash, Fire Emblem, um, and and other games. That's exclusively on Nintendo, on a Nintendo platform. So I even if I were to agree with you in full, I wouldn't be able to abandon ship completely. Now, okay, now I abandon ship, for Microsoft and the Xbox. But as far as Nintendo though, no, no, I'm always gonna look forward, to the next Zelda game, to the next Mario game, and to the next Smash game. So I won't be able to completely abandon ship. Like, I know you can, and I know other people could probably do it, but I won't be able to. I won't be able to do it. So he says easy fix emulation. Um, but you would have to wait. Like, will you be able to do that on on new titles that release? Like, for example, like the new like, for example, the Zelda game that came out. Like, would you be able to do that? I don't think so. Um, I don't think so. So, I mean, look, I support emulation, but usually when it comes to emulation, or people say, well, that's still piracy, blah 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 blah. I usually only support that if I can no longer get the game anymore. Um, and there's just no way for me, to purchase it, or if they close down, a server, and I'm not able to play a certain game, then yeah, I fully in favor of emulation. But other than that, I generally try to at least buy the game, or if I could buy it used at GameStop or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. I mean, it is slightly an easy fix. You're right. You're right. Huvvi is still out. So as far as the gaming topic goes, I don't think there's anything else for us to talk about as far as gaming. But let me see if there's anything else. Oh wait, what? There is one thing. A lot of people have been hyped, with the Kuma, and we did talk. I did see esports, and with esports, we had a variety of games. We had, Tekken, and we also had Street Fighter. I was able to see both tournaments, and shout out to Soul. He was the one that actually mentioned it to me, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like the tournament was really exciting. We had a lot of big names that went on there. We had, Amina RD, obviously, he was there. Fudo was there. Um, who else was there? I'm trying. Nakadu. Problem Max. Yeah, he was there. So yeah, it was a lot of big names that decided to go in this tournament, and I believe the winner would win, I think, $1 million. It was a huge prize pool. So that was very exciting. I'm gonna try to rewatch some of the stuff that I had missed. Um, and Rudolphi says Saudi Arabia is sponsoring oil money. um, um, I mean, yeah, like when like I just think that when you have these tournaments, whether if it's esports, CEO, Combo Breaker, Evo, the Capcom Pro Tour, it is really nice to see great professional gamers partake in these tournaments, because you could definitely learn a lot just by watching these professionals play. And it'll give me a chance to emulate what they do. If I dedicate the time and put the practice in, I could actually do this, try to do the same thing as they do. My goal is to one day participate in these tournaments. Obviously, I don't really have the time to be I don't necessarily have the time, to play and practice full time in these games. I think the only way I'll be able to do that is if I focus on just one max, 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that'll be, the only way. But even with just one game, it's gonna be very difficult to put the constant time into learning, these characters and try to compete in these tournaments. But I really do want to at least experience it at least once in my life, participating in a tournament like that, whether if it's Evo or CEO or even Combo Breaker. If I could experience at least one in my lifetime, that'll be great. That'll be great. But anyway, let's move on to sports. Huvvi's not here, but let's move on to sports real quick. And when it comes to sports, man, I have to tell you, I am shocked what I saw in the last series. Completely shocked. I am shocked. You know what? Let me change my background real quick. Just talking about the NBA right now. I am shocked what I saw. The Timberwolves could not stop Luka for nothing. Matter of fact, they weren't even able to stop, Kyrie. Um and additionally, I don't want to blame the coach. I really don't want to blame, the coach for this, because at the very least, they tried to trap him. They tried double teaming him, and he has just done a very good job of passing the ball and getting other people involved. And with the trade that they made, because I think it was PJ Washington and somebody else that they traded for. I forgot who the other person was. But the thing, what I will say is this: having two dominant offensive players with Kyrie and Luca, the reason why I never expected them to go this far was because I have said that their defense is trash. But everybody else around that team could play defense. Pretty much to compensate the lack of defense Kyrie and Luca are playing. But everybody else could play defense. And so because of that, they were able to, at the very least, sometimes able to stop Cat, able to stop Edwards. And because Gobert is not really that high of a scorer, they really had nobody else to worry about as far as scoring goes. They really had nobody else, to really worry about. Because to me, if Cat doesn't have a really good, if one of those guys, if both of those guys, had good games, I think they would have, at the very least, taken the game to a game 6 or maybe to a game 7. Because at the end of the day, although it was only 5 games, the game, every game except the last one was very close. It was extremely close. So one could argue that, well, the teams, was pretty much even, but Dallas was just able to close better with Kyrie and with Luca. And and I think this was a bit of a letdown, only because the fact that the Timberwolves were able to beat, the Denver Nuggets. I'm pretty sure everybody expected them to go to the finals. Everybody expected them to go to the finals. But the fact that they only gone to just 5 games against against the Mavs, I was a bit perplexed, man. Regardless of how great Luca played, I really expected more from Cat, because he played far better in that Denver series than he did in this series. Far better. It was night and day to me. And I hope Anthony Edwards learned his lesson when he was talking trash about how he wanted to guard when he wanted to guard Kyrie Irving. I think he learned his lesson. I think he learned his lesson. Malta said, "I thought the T Wolves was going to spank, the Mavs. I didn't think that they're going to spank them. I thought that that they were probably going to win maybe like in 6 games. Because dude, like I mean, they beat the defending champs. Like you would expect them to beat the Mavs. But bro, that Luca, he is in another level, bro. That dude's in another level. And I want to say this, but I'm gonna wait till Huvie gets back because there's something that I wanted to say as regarding somebody else. But I want to take a look at this real quick. Let me see. Um, so we have okay, yeah. So Carl Anthony Towns, he had 25 points and 5 rebounds. And Gobert, and this was game 4, by the way, I believe this was game 4. And Gobert had 13 points, 10 rebounds. Edwards has 29 points and 10 rebounds. They had 5 guys in double figures, 5. And he says the finals will be very interesting considering there's bad blood between Porzingis and Luca, as well as Kyrie and Celtics fans. I do believe it's going to create a big story and it's going to create a lot of drama between the two teams. Um, I think what happened with Kyrie and Boston and with the fans, I think that is definitely going to create a lot of buzz. It's going to create a whole lot of buzz. And with Porzingis, I don't think there's going to have any type of impact or anything interesting because he has to be on the court first. If he's not healthy, then it doesn't matter. If he's not going to play, um, it necessarily doesn't matter. But if he does play, then obviously that changes everything. But if he doesn't play, I'm telling you right now, the Celtics are not winning this series if Porzingis doesn't get there. He says Porzingis is coming back to the finals. Is he going to come back in the first game? Like the, game 1, is he going to be playing in game 1? Because I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear any news whatsoever, regarding to Porzingis. Maybe I should, do a little bit of more homework. But I haven't heard any news whatsoever if Porzingis is going to be coming back. For game 1 at the very least. And if he does come back, then yes, that definitely changes everything. Um, um, the what people have been saying was that they believe that Tatum and Brown defense is good enough to contain Kyrie and Luca. But the problem is, I don't think you would want to have your best players guarding the other best players for all 4 quarters. In the fourth quarter, maybe you could do that, but I don't think they should put Tatum on Luca and Brown on Kyrie, because I think the same situation is going to happen with Anthony Edwards, where he got too tired for chasing Kyrie everywhere. It's the Steph Curry effect. Remember when Steph Curry was just dominating the league? He's constantly cutting, constantly going to all these screens, and people were just tired, of chasing the dude all over the place. It was like a freaking marathon. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a freaking marathon, guarding, Steph Curry. And Anthony Edwards had to do the exact same thing with Kyrie Irving. And I believe that you should not put Tatum and Brown in that same situation. I don't I honestly don't think they should do that. What I do think they should do what I do think they should do, however, with Luca especially, they need to deny him the ball. That's what the T Wolves should have done. Don't allow him to get the ball. Here's the thing. I understand why it was very difficult for you to deny Steph Curry the ball. I could understand it being very difficult to not allow Damian Lillard to get the ball. You know what I'm saying? But Luca, he's not really that. I mean, he's a great dribbler, great ball handler, but he's really not that fast. He's not really that agile to where you don't see him running all over the court trying to get open and whatnot. You don't see that. If it was Steph Curry, I can understand why denying him the basketball would be difficult. But I think you could easily do that with Luca, and it surprised me that the T Wolves didn't do that. I think the Boston Celtics needs to do that with Luca. Trapping him is not going to work. Obviously, double teaming him is not going to work. The dude is just going to constantly dominate a one on one. I think what you need to do with Luca, you need to get physical with him, extremely physical, because and hopefully the refs is not going to bail him out because the guy likes to flop a lot. He flops a lot, which that's the one thing I don't like about him is where he constantly complains to the ref almost every play. He's constantly complaining to the refs, and I don't like seeing that. So I believe the only way for you to stop Luca is for him not to have the basketball. He's not going to do any cutting. He rarely goes down to post. So if he doesn't get the ball, pretty much he's not going to be able to do anything else. At least for me. Now, if you guys disagree with me, that's fine. But you have to do something in order for him not to dominate. And if that means you have to put pressure on him and go full court, that's one. Or deny him the basketball, that's two. But clearly trapping him and double teaming him is not going to work. It's not. Now, as far as Kyrie Irving, the guy, I mean, he's a small guy. I think he's about, my height. I think he's only like what, like 6'1",
Hey,
maybe
um,
6'2".
okay.
You're finally back. Well, dude, what took you?
Yeah, I just apparently I'm the only one here that can order something online, and the only way that I can order something online is if I use my card and I have no money in my card right now. So what I have to do, I have to pick up the food because no one else can do it apparently.
What?
So
How is it that nobody else could do it?
yeah, I don't know.
Where's your brother?
Uh,
Where's Randy?
well, Randy's not here. Randy's not here. So
Oh,
here what I'm gonna do.
oh boy.
I'm going to order it, and then once it's ready, I'll there's a Papa John's like right there. So it'll only take like a couple minutes. So I'm gonna tell them to make the food. Upon I go over there, I give them the money, and then I get the fuck out of there. All right. So just give me one moment. I gotta make the order.
Okay. Um. Well, who we? Well, never mind. He's gone.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is there a way I could? I cannot show
You,
anything. Go ahead.
no, show whatever you guys show the show, and then I'll put it on there.
Oh, okay. So you can be paying attention the whole time then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. All right, so Huvie's gonna be at least listening, so I could show you guys what I wanted to show. Hey, give me 1 second, real quick, while I find it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Is it this one? Oh my goodness! All right, so yeah, I don't think we'll get copyrighted for this, but yeah, we're not gonna get copyrighted for this. I don't think. Um, all right, so Huvie, if you're listening, share this for me. All right, so all right, so shout out to Huvie 186. Even though he's not here, he's still here. All right, so as now look, guys. All right, let's see. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, there you go. Um, now I know that Luca is he's a trash he's a trash talker, and it amazes me how he is able to constantly talk trash and back it up. Obviously, look to when you look at his play style, and this is where I wish who what, no, I'm still going to wait on Huvvi because there's something I really wanted to say, but I'm just going to wait. But when you watch Luca play, I have said to a few people, I mean, like he's not like a very quick guard like a Kyrie or like a Steph Curry, or anything like that. But because he is able to have such amazing ball handling skills, and he takes that two step backwards, and he takes that two step back, and creates space regardless of who he's facing. Like he it shows me how when you have some form of expertise, or whatever it's dribbling or shooting, and things like that, it goes to show that you don't have to be that athletic to be a successful basketball player. Like when you look at guys like Derek Rose, not Derek Rose, Russell Westbrook in the past. When you look at guys like John Morant, another guy who's extremely fast and very agile. Steph Curry is another one. Damian Leonard, is another one. But we've been seeing guys like Luca, guys like Joker, guys like James Harden, guys like I mean I don't know if I want to say Joel Embiid, but look at guys like Luca and Joker, for example. Those guys are not really that agile at all. People say, well, they're not flashy. They're not really that excited to watch. I think Luca is very excited to watch, and I think with Joker, how he's able to pass the ball really well. Yes, I understand the comparison, with him and Tim Duncan, where they're not really like box office type of players. If you had an opportunity to watch any player that you want, Tim Duncan and Joker are probably going to be at the bottom of the list as far as which superstar that you want to watch. Now, I think because they are so skillful at everything else, clearly the whole speed and being agile and being all athletic is not necessary. And you could also see that. And look, I'm still going to criticize him because people still talk about how he's not really in shape. People said the exact same thing about Joker, and yet they're still able to succeed. I still think they need to be in shape, but but clearly, I mean, and James Harden, also proved the same way when he got fat, but yet he was still able to dominate. Sorry about my throat, my throat. Yeah, he's able to dominate. Um, it just blows my mind, man. Let me see if I can find something else what Luca did. Okay, so it says here Luca and Kyrie dominate Game Three, combining for 66 points to take a 3-0 lead. Um, man, dude.
On defense, you're fried rice. Count the bucket, brother.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Daniels for 3 games in a row has been.
Yeah, yeah. So let's watch this, real quick. Let me look how amazing Kyrie is, when it comes to his athleticism. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, so I'm going to switch gears a little bit. This is the Kyrie Irving that we should have saw when he was in Boston. This was the type of Kyrie Irving we should have watched when he was with the Nets. But now I'm really glad that he completely bounced back. These guys play very well together. They play very well together. And some may say, well, it's just the my turn, your turn, type of thing. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't believe that they're just taking turns with the basketball and then not designing plays for one for one another and not getting involved. I do believe that they do play very well together. People say they're the best backcourt. I think it's Steph and Clay because they have the rings to show for it. I think it's Steph and Clay. But if they could win a championship, I think they are right there. I do believe they are right there. Now look, you see how Luka is able to take those 2 step backwards and create space, and pretty much he's open. Like I think he's gonna do it here. Like look at that. He creates space, and he's able to make the jump shot. You have 2 guys. They are not only are they very good 3-point shooters. You have 2 guys that could finish. You have 2 guys that are good mid range jumpers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like look at this mid range money. Money. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna make this shot right here. Let me see. Another mid range. Okay. alley oop. Well, like you see, you could say that. Well, Luca, is not fast and whatnot. But bro, you could clearly see based on this, small clip here, that he doesn't need to be. Now, I'm still gonna say that I still expect him to be in shape, especially when he gets older. I expect him, to get in shape. But man, like I'm amazed how Luca is able to dominate by shooting the basketball, and he does not need to be that fast. Now, he obviously, doesn't go to the post, which I don't think he needs to. I think he's able to dominate with the skills that he already have. And same thing with Kyrie. Look at this, man. Another mid-range shot, just fantastic. Like what? That was like a what? Like maybe like a 10-footer, a 3-point shooter, money. Just amazing to see how well these guys are good with the three and so well with the mid range. Like you see how well they play together. Like they pass the ball to one another. Like look at this money. Like, I do think Boston is going to have a really tough time. The only way I think Boston I think Boston could win, like I said, is if if Porzingis come, but I think Moto says that he's going to be playing. But we'll see how healthy he actually is, though. That's the key. Is Porzingis going to be healthy? And if he's not going to be healthy, if he's just going to be like, 70, 80, 85%, he might as well stay on the bench. Because Lively is going to eat that dude alive when it comes to his defense. Those guys are going to block his shots, and there's nothing that he's going to be able to do. Because if you all think about it, I think Anthony Towns is more skillful and talented than Porzingis is. And if they're able to slow him down, they are they should be able to stop a Porzingis who's only 90 or 80%. They should be able to be fine, with him. So yes, I agree with you, Malta. He probably might be able to start game 1. I'll take your word for it. But if he's not 100%, they're good as cooked. It's good as cooked. Let me see if there's anything else here. As far as Twitter, it's okay. See, I don't think there's anything else that I want to show. No. Yeah, like Luca. All right, so Huvvi's still not here. So I'm going to say this. Do I think Luca will be the best player in the league if he wins a championship? Man, that's tough. That's tough. Let me think. You know what? If he wins a championship and he wins Finals MVP, I think he'll be the best player in the league. Now, Joker do have 3 regular season MVPs. Luka has none. Joker obviously already won a championship. Luka obviously didn't win a championship yet. But even with the 3 MVPs that Joker have, I do believe because Luka was able to dominate not just the regular season, but the playoff in a consistent basis, and how he was able to play on a bad knee, or I think it was a sore knee, and how he was able to destroy the Timberwolves from start to finish. From the very beginning of the first quarter, he completely dominated. And if he could do the exact same thing to a great team like Boston, I don't think you have a choice but to put him as number 1 in the whole entire league. Because to me, right now, the best players is Luka, Joker, and Giannis. Those are the guys. And if you could flip a coin and you could just pick one. You could do that if you want. But I think if Luka could win this championship, I think he's the best player in the league. I think he's the best player in the league if he wins. Right now, I'm still giving it to Joker. If Boston wins, does Tatum become the best player? No. I haven't seen enough from Tatum. That's number 1. And number 2, Jaylen Brown won the MVP. Tatum has been outperformed by Jaylen Brown. And I think I said last year that Jaylen Brown, the fact that he
he's not the best player on the team. Let's get that straight right now. He's not the best player on that team. He is still Jason Tatum.
No.
Frankly, and I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's not close. It is not close.
Let me tell you this.
Go ahead.
Just like what happened last year.
Mm-hmm. You mean 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Remember they went to the finals 2 years ago.
No. I'm not talking about the finals. I'm talking about last year, and including the year before. There's been many occasions, not the regular season, in the playoffs, where Jaylen Brown was the best player.
He's not their best player.
And mind you, who won MVP?
No matter who wins MVP.
No. Who won MVP?
It don't matter who wins MVP.
Who won MVP?
It don't matter.
I'll answer it for you.
Wait, you've been talking all the time. Let me talk.
Oh, yeah, because you weren't here. You left.
It's not my fault.
The reason why I am saying this, Avenel, is because you could say all you want that Tatum. Oh, it's not even close. It's not even close.
It's not close.
But the fact that in a consistent basis, we're not talking about an aberration here. We're not talking about once in a blue moon. There's been multiple occasions where Jaylen Brown has been the best player on that team.
Okay, that's fine, Steve. Like he'll have a good game over once in a blue moon.
No. It's not. See, that's the thing. That's the difference. It's not once in a blue moon.
It is. Like he's the only reason why he gets to do all this stuff that he's doing because of Jason Tatum. The one guy on the team who does everything for them is Tatum. It's not like people keep acting like this dude is like Jaylen Brown is some type of special. He's good. He's really good. That's it. He's not the best player on the team. He's not. And the only reason why he can do all that stuff is because everyone's concentrating on stopping Tatum. What happened last year when Tatum got hurt Game 7? What did you hear anything from Jaylen Brown? No.
He choked.
He was no-show. He ain't jack shit without Jason Tatum. He isn't. He's a very good player. That's all he is.
If that's all he is, he wouldn't make all NBA team, right?
Who made all NBA?
Jaylen Brown.
Which team was he in?
I think last year, wasn't it? Last year he made it.
I'm talking about this year.
This year, no, I don't think he made. But He complained about it though, which I don't blame him for complaining.
He's a complainer, or he can complain all he wants. Everyone who knows basketball knows that Jason Tatum is the best player on that team.
Okay,
and it's not close.
see that's where you lost me. If you want to say Tatum is the best player on that team, that's fine. But to say that it's not close,
it's not
that's
close.
wrong.
I mean, frankly, it's not close because frankly, if you can't go left, you ain't worth jack shit. I'm sorry. He's the same guy he was when he came in. He's better, but he's the same guy he was when he came in. Jason Tatum is by far the best player on that team.
That's fine.
He's the best player on that team. Everyone keep talking about, oh, Jaylen Brown. I mean, fuck Jaylen Brown.
Why are you having all this hatred towards Jaylen Brown?
I'm not a fan. He's overrated.
What?
He's overrated.
Overrated?
Everyone's trying to overrate him, saying that he's better than Tatum when he's clearly not. He clearly isn't. He's not.
Should he have won the MVP? Yes or no?
It did. I mean, it's cool if they give it to him. Like last year, there was an argument for Caleb Martin to win MVP over Jimmy Butler. Who's the better player?
Jimmy Butler.
Of course. Okay. Yes. And same thing here. Yeah, Jaylen Brown. He had several great games. And that's why, by the way, very props to the Boston Celtics for winning 3 series with all their best players, with all the opposing team best players hurt. Congratulations. Good job.
I mean, you still expect them to win. I mean, yeah.
I give them props for that. They won the game that they're supposed to win. But I do like to point out that and Indiana was the same way. Indiana was the same way. So hopefully, I think they're a team that will get better. But don't act like this run was like something to build on. You still need to get better. Like you guys play legitimately no defense. Yeah, y'all need to change that.
You talking about Boston?
I'm talking about Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Okay.
No, Indiana. Like they need to start playing at least some defense over there. And but hey, Boston made it. So, I'm assuming you already talked about the Mavericks and all that other stuff. I know you mentioned if Luka would be the best player in the league if he wins the championship.
Yes.
Me personally, I'm still going with Joker, but I mean Luka's already top 5 in my opinion. He's already top 5 in my opinion.
I don't even think he's top 5. I think he's at the very least top 3.
Top 3. I put Joker. I put Giannis. Then after that, I put Luka there, probably top 3 then. I can't think of anyone who's better. But yeah. So I mean, look, Boston.
You think
Hopefully,
You think Embiid is better?
That's a good question. No, you know what? I'm gonna pick Luka ahead of him because injury history. I know you keep talking about how Luka has a bad body, but at least you don't get hurt, like Joel does.
Yeah. I mean, like him and Joker, they don't have like the most impressive bodies.
No, but they know how to play the game.
Yeah,
they know how to play the game. So, hopefully, I just hope and pray that Kyrie and Luka don't get hurt in the series.
Yeah. Here's here's something else that I wanted to mention.
Mm-hmm.
Was okay. If you had to rank from like do you believe that Kyrie Irving is better than Jaylen Brown? Since Jaylen Brown is so overrated, is Kyrie Irving better?
I think Kyrie's a better offensive player. Obviously, Brown is a better defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I would say it's a wash.
You say it's
The
a
real
wash.
question, yeah, it's a wash. The real question is who's the better player between Luka and Jason Tatum, because those two are the actual two best players on their teams.
Okay.
And while I think Luka is flashier, I definitely don't want to underestimate how good of a player Jason Tatum is. Because people don't give him that type of credit. Because
Okay.
I think mainly because he's very quiet. He's a quiet dude.
Luca?
No.
Oh.
No, not Luka. Definitely not
Oh,
Luka.
okay, okay.
Definitely not Luka. I'm talking about Jason Tatum.
Okay.
So, I know Luka. I mean, Mota said that he's picking Celtics at 5. If squad don't win, they need to blow that squad up. No, I wouldn't go that far. Who's the best player between Luka and Tatum will decide the series.
No, I think
I
you think Luca is better
um
far by far, right?
no, not far better. No, not far better. I think overall, I think Tatum's a better overall player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I think Luka has a level of a player in him that's higher than Jason Tatum. Because the thing with I've seen Jason Tatum overtake a game, on occasions. I feel like that's something Luka can do a lot more,
Yes.
like take over a game. You know what I mean? So it is gonna be interesting. I think the for me, I think that Boston has more talent, but the thing is that Porzingis is very important in the series. He's very important in the series because if he's healthy, then it will give Dallas problems.
Mm-hmm.
The way that Karl Anthony Towns didn't give them in their series. Like he's a much better defender than Towns, and obviously Gobert is a great defender, but like in that series he was rendered useless once they switched him out to Luka. When they
Yeah.
when they when they dragged him away from the paint, he became useless. And I think Boston, I think they can do that to Porzingis as well, but I feel like they have enough defensive. I feel like they have enough defensive players to kind of like combat that. You know what I'm saying? Because Boston defense is elite. Their defense is elite, and so I mean I'm cheering for Dallas. I'm gonna cheer for Dallas. If Dallas wins, I think they win. I think they win in 6. But it wouldn't. It definitely wouldn't surprise me if Boston wins also.
Now, I'm going to switch gears, but only just for a couple minutes
Mhm.
because I really wanted to say this, real quick.
Well, yeah, okay. Before you do, there is one thing that I wanted to mention when it came to Kyrie in Boston, but I don't know if you got to it yet. But go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Oh, I wanted to switch gears slightly because I'm going to name someone who's not in the playoffs, but I really wanted to make this point real quick. We have seen how great Luca is because I don't know Charles Barkley would complain about how Luca holds the ball too
Yeah,
much at times and just dribble, which I agree which I agree to
yeah, yeah,
to a
definitely. Yeah,
degree.
it can be a problem, especially when he's not making shots.
Yes, but we've seen that he is a good passer.
Hmm.
And I've mentioned while you were gone how he's very good at shooting the three, very good at the mid range, and you see how consistently he has been throughout the playoffs. There's one guy who has a very similar skill set than Luca, like just like Luca, and I think they almost play essentially the same. I don't know if you know who I'm thinking about, who I'm going to say, but his name is James Harden. And the reason why I'm mentioning James Harden is this is what James Harden should have been. Consistently playing good, consistently dominate in the playoffs. instead of being a no-show. Now again, now I'm just gonna do this, real quick. But the reason why, and I don't know if you don't believe that they play the same, but I think they
No,
nearly
no,
play
they
almost
they
identical.
they're very very identical, especially offensively.
Yes,
Well,
extremely
actually,
identical.
technically defensively too, but at least Luca.
Yeah,
Well, in fairness, I think both guys they're not liabilities on defense. At least not anymore.
and and they both like to flop a lot. Layla. Let's get so I think their skill set is extremely similar, but
Mhm.
but now what I wanted to say, to James Harden, obviously he's not going to listen to this, but this is what James Harden should have been doing from the get go.
Yeah,
This
I
is
agree.
this is what James Harden should have been in the playoffs when it was time to shine. But we never had that opportunity. And then look, I understand that he went to the finals one time with in OKC, didn't do anything. He went to the Western Conference, finals. I don't remember how many times, but he went to the Western Conference finals. So clearly he had done something in the first two rounds. But when it was time, to be clutch and to take over, he was a no show. He was a no show. And now we are finally able to see what happens when it's time to take a game over. When everybody is relying on you. And it's very unfortunate that we didn't get to see that with James Harden. But at least we get to see that with Luca. And look how blessed we are to witness such greatness when it comes to taking over a game in the playoffs. It's great, and I love it. Now, again, I don't. Now, I think he complains to the refs too much, but watching him play and the fact that he's not really that agile and that athletic like like a Tatum or like a John Morant, someone who's not flashy, but the guy is definitely box office. And I want to say this real quick, because people have been talking about this all over sports media. I I do believe now we're starting to witness
Hold
that.
on, there's the door. I gotta go get.
Okay. All right, so I guess he's probably gonna pick up the pizza. So while he's picking up the pizza, okay, I guess we could watch these these highlights real quick. Um, listen, listen, guys. Luka Doncic. Yeah, wow, look at that, look at that step back, shooting the fadeaway shot, passing the ball, getting people involved. To me, the only way to stop this dude is you got to make sure he doesn't get the ball. You got to make sure he does not touch the basketball. And I think that is the last. If you are not able to do that, he is going to destroy Boston. This dude is going to destroy Boston if you're not going to stop him. Like, like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it that I have to say. Uh, okay, so until Huvie gets back, what I'm gonna say this, and I'll just repeat it when he gets back. We are starting to also see how these international players are taking over the NBA. We're seeing international players take over the NBA, and I think one of the reasons why they're taking over, one of the reasons, I forgot who said this, but they had said that playing outside of the NBA, like playing internationally, they say is actually harder and more challenging than it is in the NBA. I forgot who exactly said that, but obviously it was an international player. I can't remember who it was, but it seems to me that, and I have always said, Charles Barkley said the same thing, Shaq said the same thing, that the NBA has been getting more soft, and that all that is just going to do is just have these international players surpass all the all the other NBA players. That's what's going to happen.
All right. Who you're referring to?
I was talking about how we're getting more and more international players. Um,
You
they've been
know,
winning. Go ahead.
what we forgot though? We forgot to talk about TNT, NBA on TNT.
Oh yeah, we'll discuss that next week.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll discuss that next week.
All right, but
But what I was trying to say was that we're noticing how the international players are taking over,
mhm.
and and with um and with Victor Wembanyama or whatever his last name. My bad. I think I can never pronounce his last name. Are you able to pronounce his last name?
Well, what guy?
Victor.
Well, oh, Victor Wembanyama.
Women. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's going to take over also. We're having all these international players, and what I said while you were gone picking up the food, I said that I forgot who it was, but one of them had said it's actually a lot harder to play in the international games than it is in the NBA.
Um,
Do you remember who
I
said
don't,
that?
no, I don't know who said it, but they're. I don't agree with them on that.
I mean, the fact
I
that
think I think adjusting to the rules might be more difficult because there are different rules.
Mhm.
It is different rules, so adjusting between one or the other are different. But to me, I don't agree. I don't.
Okay, but but remember when how Charles and Shaq and even me would say that the NBA has been really really soft.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of the reasons why. No, no, no. I shouldn't say that's part of the reason why, but what I do want to say is that um now that we're seeing more international players taking over, people have been saying that that's a bad look for all the American players. You agree with that?
Mm, for the younger American players, yeah, but I think because Wembanyama, he's different. Like he's 7'4". Like come on now, like you're 7'4", and like there's very few guys in the world that can match that.
Yeah, he's almost Yao Ming's height. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think when you have guys who come into the league so young now, and then you have international players, they come into the league young, but they're playing in professional games, more professional games. That's what Luca did. Luca played. I forgot what team he played for. I think he played for Real Madrid in Spain.
Hmm.
I think he played for a couple years. Those guys are professional. They're not as good as the NBA players, but he's still playing professionally.
Yeah.
While you had these college guys like Trey Young, for example, he went to college for what 1 year.
Hmm.
Like decent level of play, but like he played for 1 year. You know what I mean? Like that's not that. I don't. I personally, I think when you play internationally, you're playing in a more professional environment. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean a fast track you into into the NBA better quicker. But like you say, I think that is more conducive to making a player be good as opposed to being in college for 1 year.
Okay.
Because the one thing is back in the day, guys will be in college, and again, you always had busts no matter what. Either you're good or you're not. That's all
Hmm.
that matters. But back in the day, a guy would stay in college for 2, 3, 4 years, and then when he come into the league, he's already helping his team win.
Okay.
What the fuck is that? Oh my god! Hold on. God damn it!
And there he goes. He's gone again. um. Well, let me start reading some comments, and then I guess we can
Yeah,
move on.
yeah,
Oh, you're back.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we could start with the comments.
How many comments did you read? Because remember, I was gone for this time.
Um. Where it says also tire
Did you?
Luca out by giving the ball to whoever Luca is guarding and running
Yeah,
the front.
yeah. I don't know why people don't do that more, but I guess it's hard. I guess it's hard. I guess I don't know. What they'll do is they'll put Luca on a guy who's not gonna get the ball. We're
Yeah.
not gonna get the ball at all. So okay, so a pizza would be nice right now. But I already met my calories for the day.
Yeah,
And then
pizza would
and
definitely be nice right now, man, too. But yeah.
all right, and these already read. I already read these, so we're good here.
Okay.
Okay, so
To me, the only way that I think they to stop Luca is if you just deny him the ball.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because he's not going to do anything else if he doesn't have the basketball.
But then you gotta worry about Kyrie. But you can't deny both guys the ball. You gotta give someone gotta have the ball.
Yeah.
And if Kyrie goes off, then you have to concentrate on Kyrie, and then that's gonna leave Luca open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but don't you think Tatum will be able to at least stop Luca somewhat from getting the ball because he with his wingspan and his height?
But you also have to take into account the reason why they don't do that like that is because you have to be careful with guys getting in foul trouble. But remember, we all know Luca likes to draw fouls, and when a guy draws fouls, normally he like to he like to flop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that also. So it's gonna be a great series. Even though like I don't really like either franchise historically, it's gonna be a great series. And the one thing I do want to mention, the Kyrie Irving thing, that's gonna be an interesting storyline because and so same thing with Porzingis. Because Porzingis used to play with in Dallas,
Yeah.
and apparently from what I heard, him and Luka didn't get along.
Nope.
And we all know about the situation between Kyrie and the Celtics. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know how many games Kyrie has played since he left Boston against Boston. I know he had one game against Boston, and I think he flipped him the bird one time. It's gonna be interesting to see how he reacts to it because I'll give him credit. Hey, look, I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan, not even close. But I give him credit. Like he and Luka, they've helped that team go to the championship. You know what I mean? They got to that point, and he's been a major part of that.
Yeah.
Now, if he's gonna be playing in Boston, they're gonna be on him, and he needs to concentrate on the main prize, and that's winning the championship. So. So yeah, but I mean, I gotta get the man props.
Yeah. And I now the whole thing with the vaccine, I didn't blame him for that. The only thing that pissed me off what he did is when he was talking about how he didn't need a coach, and that had already made Steve Nash look really bad. I love Steve Nash, and how he treated Steve Nash. I thought that was a huge low blow. That's when I kind of started to lose respect for Kyrie Irving. But it looked like he humbled himself. It looked like he is really focusing on trying to be a great basketball player and getting his teammates involved. So I have to give him props too. Everybody deserves a
To
second
be
chance.
free and flexible and
But
creative.
yeah, it's good. Who do you think is going to win the championship?
I'm cheering for Dallas in 6. If I'll just pick Dallas. I'm gonna pick Dallas.
Dallas in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to me, I don't know. 'Cause I really want to see how healthy Porzingis is.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yes. So since he's injured and I don't know what's the status with him right now, I think it's gonna be Dallas and I think it's gonna be Dallas in 7.
Okay. All right. Last topic. Now, obviously, we've been talking about Caitlin Clark here for the last couple years, right? And especially now that after her college career ended and she's in the WNBA, there's been a lot of talk about her and her quote struggles in the league so far. Now, for me, this is not surprising And this is not because I watch, because I up until this year I really don't watch the WNBA at all, right? But it does make sense that she is struggling a little bit. Like again, I think she was just named Rookie of the Month. Her numbers are good. But it obviously it wasn't going to be as easy as it looked when she was in college.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have not only do you have you're going up against the best of the best. Like you're going up against, and this is something that we don't think about, but it makes sense. Like she's going up against the best women in the basketball players in the world. Like and also you have a lot of girls who are motivated. I'm just gonna call it that. They are motivated to I don't know, how would you call it? Like stop her, embarrass her, however you want to call it, right? So let's look at this play right here. All right, so the person shooting, her name is Chennedy Carter, I think. Yeah, Chennedy Carter, right? Now, so I learned some information about our friend Chennedy here. Now, Chennedy was drafted in 2020, right? I don't know the team. Now, she's been literally kicked out of 2 teams already. So what it tells me that this woman is a bit of a rough rider. So okay. I don't think they're gonna show it here. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna show it here. But what happened was the play before, Catlin Clark, I guess, stole the ball from her, passed it to a teammate, and they got a bucket. Now, and then after that bucket, they were doing a little bit of jawing. They were doing a little bit of trash talking. And that is what led to this moment right here. Now, this person right here, you see the lady right here?
Yes.
You know who that is?
She looks like that huge, I don't know.
That's Angel Reese. Angel Reese, she was drafted by the Chicago Sky. Now, mind you, this is the same Angel Reese who taunted Caitlin Clark with the ring finger thing, right? Trash talking her,
yeah.
Right? So she's up there cheering her friend, her new teammate on after this play. Now, obviously, look, I don't know how you feel about this, but this play is clearly dirty. clearly dirty. Not, and also, I do want to point out something else, because I know you like to call this out. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me see. Okay. This is the play before.
Okay.
She's Leah. I think her name is Leah Boston. She's trying to get the ball in the net. You see, okay, they didn't show the whole play, but you saw that she got the ball out of Kennedy's hands, and got it to her partner to get the ball in. Now, let me also say this: do you think this is a flop?
Yes. Yes, I do think it. I do think it was a flop. Like I mean, obviously, yes, she did intentionally, push her, but I don't think it was that hard to the point where it caused her to stumble and hit the floor. I don't buy that for a second. I don't.
I think she was caught off guard by the show. Now, does it look like a flop? Yes. It definitely looks like a flop. But I think she was more caught off guard by it. But anyway, and I remember you showed me a compilation video of her getting hit. And there definitely is. I think I can. Let me see if I can find a compilation video. Let me see if I can find it. She's getting fouled hard.
Yes. I was trying to tell you that people hate that girl. People hate that girl. And while you're looking for it, the one thing that I will also say is that I don't remember her teammates rushing to her aid.
Nope. And I don't. No, let me see if I can. I want to find Matt Barnes. Let me find Matt Barnes. Comments because his comments were spot on. I thought, and I'm glad he called him out the way that he did.
Oh, maybe it's that one right there.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, this is right here. Put the audio on.
Cheap shot it against the sky.
Can you hear this?
Throughout the season, she's been
Okay.
elbows knocked down. It is what it is. She's not the first. She won't be the last. My hot topic. So there's a hot topic going on right now. Catlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows knocked down. It is what it is. She's not the first. She won't be the last. My issue and my question is, where the are her teammates at? Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team. She's the star. You always protect your star. I was someone who protected the stars. Cole, CP, Blake, list goes on. It's going to be a problem because you guys are supposed to be a family. And you wonder why you sit at the bottom of the league right now is because y'all don't protect each other, man. Coach don't do shit about it. Players don't do shit about it. Y'all should be ashamed of it. But the rest of the league is going to continue to test her. And that's what they're supposed to do. It's your guys' job to have her back and have each other's back. Got to do better, ladies.
Ooh, spot on.
No, he's right about that. But there's so much that goes on with this conversation, right? Because first of all, this is covered all over the place. Good Morning America is covering this.
What?
Good Morning America is covering this.
Wow. Dude, I mean, dude. Can I at least? I'm very curious. What did they say? What did they say? I know I know this is not a Good Morning America go drive type of thing, but I'm very curious to know what they had to do. You just caught me off guard just now. Good Morning America talked about
Caitlin
this.
Clark and the Indiana Fever. Last night, she only scored 3 points in a
No
blowout
freaking
loss
way.
Yeah, Good Morning America.
Saturday between the Fever and the Chicago Sky that had a lot.
Yeah.
For Caitlin, Angel Reese, and Camila Cardoso to all be back on the same court. However, the moment that made headlines is right here, the hard foul involving Clark and Chennedy Carter. Eva Pilgrim has that story for us.
Hey, good morning, Robin. As you know, there is no love lost between these two teams. People were excited.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And it's like, because I guess here's the thing. It's hard.
I think you're losing connection.
Yeah, man. Like I said, to me, I'm gonna be real with you. I think this is a good thing.
Wait, hold on, huh?
I think this is a good thing.
This is a good thing.
I think it's a good thing. Now, obviously, look,
it's a cheap shot.
It 100% is a cheap shot. Like, absolutely, it is. Right, and people are criticizing Angel Reese for cheering her on. You know what I mean? Because Angel Reese keeps saying that she don't hate Caitlin Clark, but I don't think she's telling the truth.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, she's not telling the truth. So, I mean, you have that, and then you have this. Yeah, let's wait for this ad to be done. Like you have, you know, and this is Angel Reese. Just waiting for this. This is Angel Reese. No.
Wait, go back.
Okay, let me go back. Okay. I gotta be real with you.
I didn't see it. I'm trying to.
You didn't see it? Okay. You didn't
Oh,
see that.
okay. Like she talked trash while she was running back the defense.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's a flop, my nigga. That's
Yeah,
a flop.
that is.
I think that's why she was talking trash to her. That's why she was talking trash to her.
Yeah.
That's a flop.
Absolutely, that was a flop. Absolutely.
Oh my god!
Absolutely.
But she has been fouled hard. There's a compilation. I wish I could find it. I wish there was a compilation. There we go. Okay.
Oh boy.
This her against Seattle.
Whoosh.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When it comes to the WNBA game, like it's physical. That's the one thing I always hear people say the difference between the college game and the same thing with college basketball. With anything when you're going in, when you're playing against grown men. Remember, when they come into the league, they're young adults. Some of them are even teenagers. And imagine how it is for the women. Like these girls are physical, they're big, they're strong, and some of them seemingly don't like you. And when they don't like you, and they see you going to the paint, it goes from 2024 to 1990s real quick. When it comes to the old school NBA. But the reason why I think this is a good thing, even obviously we don't want to see Caitlin Clark get hurt, but it shows that people like drama, people like beef, people like that, and that's the one thing that I hear a lot of people say about the NBA. Oh, these guys are too friendly, they're too nice to each other. It's not that way in the WNBA. It's not that way in the WNBA, and I don't want to start an argument, but the person who started that whole being friendly stuff to your opponent, it wasn't LeBron James.
It was LeBron James.
No, it wasn't.
Absolutely.
I would argue that was Michael Jordan.
What?
I'll tell you. I'm being real with you.
Michael Jordan wanted to kill his opponent.
No, he wanted to beat him on the court. I'll give him that. But here's the thing. His peers, Charles Barkley, they were friends for a long time. Patrick Ewing, he was friends with them for a long. He's friends with Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
Look at every major peer in his age group, in his area group. The only opponents that you can tell hated Michael Jordan were the Detroit Pistons. That was it. Okay. Everyone else, either he was friends with them or they were fans of his. Yeah, he was the ultimate competitor on the court. I definitely don't deny that. But if you want to talk about who started the whole friendly shit, like that was Michael Jordan, because he hated the way that the Pistons play basketball, and the Pistons play basketball the way that like this, the way that the WNBA is played now. That's how the Detroit Pistons play basketball, like knocking your ass out. That's how they play basketball, and Jordan didn't like that.
And, but that's why Jordan got stronger and built muscle. That's what happened. That's what he did.
And Caitlin Clark gonna have to do the same thing. She's gonna have to do the same thing. So do you all right, so okay, let me see if I can try to organize this when it comes to questioning. First thing first. Do you think she's being targeted?
Absolutely. I think what was the icing on the cake is when Ice Cube had given her that stupid fake contract for the big three, and the fact that other WNBA players call him out on it, I think that really, really, really ticked him off. It was bad. It was bad enough that she was getting all this attention, playing along with Steph Curry, and the fact that she was outshining all the WNBA players while she was in college. While she was in college,
But
she
here's the
she
thing.
was the one that was most talked about.
Yeah, but but that whole class has been really talked about. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is the main thing, is the main one. But you obviously have Angel Reese, you have Cardozo. I think that was her first game back, because she was having I think she had like a shoulder issue. You have this girl who plays for the Sparks and Cameron Brink. Now she's Steph Curry's god sister.
Oh,
Like their families are really close. They're very close, and I recognize her because she was in one of those New Balance commercials. Like, I don't know if you remember the commercial that has Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Murray. I know there's one other superstar that's in that commercial, but she's in that commercial.
hmm.
And if you look at her, she looks like a supermodel. But she's
Okay.
tall. You know, she's a
Clark?
defense. No, not Clark. Cameron Brink.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll find a picture of her. But
Yeah,
the
I
whole
don't get it.
yeah, the whole class, that whole class has gotten a lot of attention, and the thing is that, like, when I remember saying, when we talked about something like this before, when we talked about this, I said that these girls need to stop hating on her, on Caitlin Clark. Now that doesn't mean take it easy on her. I don't mean that. Like, I don't mean that. Like, because look, if people are gonna come after you. Like, people are gonna test you. This is Cameron Brink right here. Let me post this in another tab. Yeah, people are gonna test you.
Yeah.
Right. Like people like the game. Like they're out there. Those girls are out there. They have a job to do. They have a job to do too. So yeah. So I mean, like, is she getting bullied? Yes, and that's where her teammates should come in. But the problem is, okay, this picture's funny. Let me put this in. Let me put this picture in the tab. This will give you an idea. And I know Kevin Hart is a short dude. I get it. He's a short dude, but this gives you an idea how tall she is. This is Cameron Brink. I think she's listed at 6'4".
My goodness. Yeah, that's tall.
Yeah, and look, Kevin Hart's short dude, but like, she's tall. She's very, very tall.
I can't see anything though.
You can't see anything?
Nope.
Of course you can, because I didn't fucking share it. There you go. See, this is her. She's 6'4". She's tall.
Yeah, she's a freaking Amazon. My goodness.
Yeah. And that's Steph Curry's god sister.
Wow.
So, and she was I think she was the number 2 pick in the draft. I'm gonna get this ad out of my face. Yeah, so this is her. Like I said, supermodel looks, and hell of a defender, even already. So, like, yeah. So Nolan said that he's seen the commercial. Like, she was in that commercial. That's when I recognized. I'm like, who is this random white girl in the commercial? This was her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that's Cameron Brink, Ruben. That's Cameron Brink. You know what I mean? And obviously, Angel Reese, she's very pretty. You know what I mean? But this class of women are helping build the league with popularity. And look,
yeah.
I didn't understand.
Oh man, that's funny. No, I'm looking at Ruben's comments.
I'll take it.
Oh man, yeah. Take it to
So-
Mexico. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so when it comes to the fouls, yeah, she's definitely being targeted. That's why you should have teammates to protect you. And if your teammates are not going to protect you, like there was a video of her going of Catlin Clark going face to face with a WNBA player, getting in her face. Yeah, there you go, right here. She's getting in her face, and where's her teammates at?
And I think you didn't believe me at first in the Discord when I said that even the teammates don't like her.
Yeah. No, I mean it's hard to tell, but like because here's the thing. Also, one thing that we have to talk about when it comes to the WNBA that we don't talk about in the NBA, that's not a thing in the NBA. When it comes to like confrontation and stuff like that, there's one thing that goes on in the WNBA that we don't talk that doesn't go on in the NBA, at least not publicly.
All right.
Is exes.
Exits?
I remember exes. Like, she's my ex.
Okay.
She's my former lover.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the WNBA is they're a lot more open to relationships in the WNBA, right? So if you're going face to face with somebody on the court, they're more. Some of the women may be more likely to get in your face, being like, "Yo, that's my ex. Chill." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Wow.
I heard Bomani Jones talk about that, and I'm like, bro, I never thought about it until then. I never thought about it until now. But that it is so true. It is so true.
Makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. And look at that. Like they have her moving her away, but they're not confronting the girl for getting in her face. They're not protecting her.
Yeah.
You see, they're not protecting her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what I been trying to say, because when I would watch them not passing her the ball, or it looked like they're just ignoring her, and now when you see how they're not really protecting her and Matt Barr is calling them out, I'm telling you, man, the league, as far when I say the league, I mean the players, they don't like her. They don't like the fact that she got all this attention. They don't like the fact that she is the biggest star in the league. They don't like the fact how talented she is. And someone had said, I don't know how true this is, and you know how much I hate pulling these cards. Someone had said they think part of the reason why is because she's white.
Here's the thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because when I was looking at my timeline, when this happened on my timeline, there were a lot of people who were upset, saying that, oh, what are they doing to Caitlin Clark? Oh, she's their cow. They need to protect her and all the other stuff, and trashing, Angel Reese or this Chennedy Carter. And dude, I'm telling you, bro, all of them were white. All of them were white.
Wow.
Look. And Steve, I keep telling you this, bro. This is a part. This is a part of it. Race is going to play a major factor in this, because they look at you have to understand what some of these girls are going through, right? Some of these black girls are going through, right? Yeah. They look at this girl. They look at their league, right? They talk about how, and this is Angel Reese. Now remember, Caitlin Clark not the only one dealing with this. You're not the only one dealing with this. Angel Reese got to deal with some of this too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So okay, this is her. Bro, honestly, I like it, bro. I don't mind this at all, bro. I really don't mind this at all.
Mm-hmm.
So again, as long as it don't get too dirty, like this is competition.
Yeah.
This is competition, and these girls who are in the league, they feel like the league has been this good for a long time, and now you guys want to pay attention because these young pretty girls want to come in. They're gonna feel some type of way about it. They're
Oh,
gonna feel some type
you
of.
think you also think a part of the reason why is because they're eye candy?
I think for some of them, for some of it is, but is that their eye candy that's getting noticed? Is eye candy that's getting noticed? Because like I said, you have some pretty girls in the league, but they don't get the type of notoriety that they're getting now because of all the attention they're getting. You see that, Foul?
Yeah. Oh boy! Wow.
I'm telling you, man. Like I said, like when it comes to stuff like this, bro, like it's like this is the type of stuff that people want to see at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And she got ejected, by the way. She got ejected.
Yeah. Okay.
So all right. So another thing, there was an exchange when it came to the reporter and Cameron Carter. Let me see if I can find that. And I want to ask you if that went over the line. Okay, let me see if I can find that video. Because I think they upgraded it into, because at the time it was just I think it was a technical foul or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then they upgraded it into a flagrant foul. It was a flagrant foul, definitely was. But this is the exchange between the reporter and her.
Okay.
Be an opportunity to talk about that moment between you and Caitlin. What was that play? What was said, and kind of what it led to. Next question.
This is it right here.
You a little bit.
Yeah.
After
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
did she say anything?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough. We're good. She's good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So you see the reporter is like badgering her for question when she already said she's not answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Yeah.
Is that fair or foul?
Look, I am actually proud what the reporter did. And the reason why, everybody, whether you are a fan of the WNBA or not, you see the interactions, with the two teams, the drama, the story that's been building up, the constant hatred. Everybody would want to know the situation, what went on with those two women. And I am proud of the reporter for trying to dig deep to figure out what was going on. Because I'm pretty sure even he knew this is what everybody wants to know. They don't, you think they care about everything else? No, they want to know what went down between the two of you, what was said, what was the issue, did you resolve it, etc., etc. That's the juiciest part. So of course, no. Do I think it's foul? No, because even they know that is something that we all want to know. Because even you said all the drama, because of the drama, that's why they're getting all of this attention. So no, I know it's not foul. No, you think it is?
A little bit. I understand you want to. I understand you want to ask a question, but if she's not going to answer the question, then you don't need to badger her with questions that she's not going to answer. It's a sign. To me, it's a sign of disrespect to an extent. Even though I get what the report, that's his job. That's his job. But to me, it's a little bit of a sign of disrespect.
No, since it's part of his job description, I don't think so.
All right, but ultimately, here's the main question I want to ask you, because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is not a good thing. The league needs to protect her, need to protect Caitlin Clark," and I do agree to an extent, but the thing is that at the end of the day, like she will become a better player because of this. But the one thing that she needs to do, she needs to stand up for herself, which she's been doing, right? And if you can get away with some of those flops, then fuck it, do it. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But ultimately, I think this is a good thing for the league. I think this is a good thing. I think what it does, it creates rivalries, which we all care about in American sport. We care about rivalries. And I think they're supposed to be playing each other in the next, I think either Thursday or later on they're going to be playing each other. And I'm watching that game.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching that game because you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. We like the drama. We like rivalries. And I was talking to a friend of mine on Twitter, and he was upset with what Angel Reese did and all the other stuff. And I told him, I get what you're saying, because it's a bad one. Obviously, the foul is a bad look. It's an awful foul. It's a flagrant. But we can't. And this is a friend of mine. He also said that the NBA game is too soft. They're too friendly with each other. He's of that mindset the same way that you are. And to me, me personally, I can't look at the men and get mad that they're too friendly and then get mad at the women for not being friendly enough. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So to me, like, this is something that builds a rivalry. And look, both these teams are not good right now. And the one thing that we all have to kind of understand is, Caitlin Clark was drafted number 1, but who normally drafts number 1? Teams that stink. You know what I mean? So it's gonna take time for these girls to really put their full hold in the league. But to me, this type of stuff is I think is good for the league. I think it's good.
Now, the last thing I want to say is, I hear what you're saying, that the drama is good for the league. It creates stories and things like that. The only problem that I have with that is, if that's what is going to have people tune in, to watch your sport, then it's not the sport itself that's having people watch. It's because of the drama and the fights and the flagrant fouls. If people are only going to tune in for that, or maybe some eye candy, whatsoever, I don't think, and you could sustain that, for the long haul, because now you're just going to have to hope that more drama is going to happen, in the next generations, for people to actually have have your sport have any sort of relevancy. You should if people were in tune with the WNBA because of the sports itself before the drama even happens, I think it would have been an added bonus. But if the drama goes away, then I think all the eyes goes away also. And I don't think that's what sports should want.
I would say that the way that she would have been successful, like the way that her popularity became, would manifest in the WNBA, is either if she dominates the league or if she struggles. If she's just another player, then the league goes back to the irrelevancy that it was beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But because you have the drama, because you have this, all the eyes are on this league now. And look, you can't tell me that this league didn't have a lot of this stuff going on before then. Like I said, you got exes, you got girls who don't like each other. Like this stuff has been going on in the league forever. It is now we're now watching it now. That's why it becomes a big deal.
Yeah.
And to me, the sport will always, like, again, a great game is a great game, no matter what. But part of what makes a game great is the drama. Is when that drama goes overboard, is when it goes wrong. Like the Malice in the Palace. Like I watched. I think I rewatched that incident again at work yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And like I watched a documentary on it and all that other stuff. Like, that's going too far. But if you watch those Indiana Pacer New York Knicks games from the 1990s, right? Those games were ugly fucking games. Those games were in the low 70s, high 80s at most for a lot of those games. And the reason why it was is because the game was so physical back then. Like and plus it was the playoffs. It was so hard to get a bucket. It was so hard to get baskets back then. But the drama is what captivated people. Because you had two teams who didn't like each other. It was a rivalry. And it just mattered. Look at Miami and New York. Miami and New York, like that series had everything. But what is it known for? The fights.
Yeah.
That was known for. It's known for the fights. Like that is a part of sport. Because remember, athletes are crazy human beings.
Mm-hmm.
They're irrationally confident, and when you have irrational confidence, ego, when they clash, shit like this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this is gonna happen. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I can tell from the league is that these girls are a different level, and you know, like it's only gonna make Caitlin Clark better. It's gonna make all those girls better. It's gonna make the sport better. But like I said, they have a row of these girls coming down the pipeline, and all they're doing, they're just getting better and better and better. But we underestimate how good some of these girls are now. You know what I mean? We underestimate how some of these girls are good now. So, yeah, man. So I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by this. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, if I might, you know, tune in, you know, here and there. I mean, I still haven't watched, you know, a game, you know, at all.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, I sometimes I don't even know, you know, if the game is even happening.
Yeah.
But you know, I have, you know, been paying attention a little bit because, you know, they do show some of this stuff in social media. So then that will entice me, you know, to, you know, click more on other stuff to see, you know, what is going on. So I think for the most part, if it will have people interested to at least in that degree, then eventually they'll say, well, you know, let me watch, you know, a game or two. But I think also going to happen is, if that's the case, people are probably only going to tune in just to watch her and her only. Maybe Angel Reese also.
Well, I
But
mean, like they have like I said, Cameron Brink. She's probably like I think one of her first games. You know who came into her locker room to say hi to her?
who?
Kim Kardashian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like in like that's crazy. Because I like look if Kim Kardashian going into the men's locker room, she's fucking one of those dudes. She's only there because she's fucking one of those dudes. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, and like I know Malta says here, shout out to Malta for the joke. He said that she's the reason the WNBA views went up by 20 times what it used to be. Now they're at 40 fans. Dude, like if you watch that game that Clark had, that was the game that I watched where they were playing the Sparks. That place was packed capacity. It was the largest crowd they had that year, and that includes Lakers games.
No, that's good.
You know what I mean? Like people are noticing. Now again, it's up to them to continue to promote the league and all that other stuff. And stuff like this, all it does is promote the league. As much as people want to wring their hands in the air and be like, "Oh, how dare they? You know, how dare they mess with Clark?" If she's going out there busting these girls in the mouth and hitting threes on top of them, they're gonna be watching and they're gonna be cheering. They can wring their hands all they want. If she goes in there and she becomes the best player in the league, and she's doing the trash talking, all the other stuff, they're gonna be right there with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So I think
And
it's
it's funny joke how Ruben says, I'm doing what Steve didn't do. uh, Ruben, you're hilarious, man. And he said with her, yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
if you're able to do that, I guess have your fun. Have your fun. But nah, I'm
You
gonna
have
I'm
a good
gonna
one.
I'm gonna stay pure. But go ahead.
No, I'm good. Let's end the podcast, man. It was good to be back, man. Good to be back.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Ruben, thank you for watching. Rodolphe, thank you for watching. Nolan, Malta, thank you guys for watching. I know Whitney, thank you for watching. Who else? Anointed 1988, thank you for watching. Chris, thank you for watching. Joe, Critical Drop, thank you guys for watching. I think that should be everybody. Oh yeah. Soul, thank you for watching. And that's it.
Do you know
Yeah, man.
who? Do you know who's anointed 1988 is?
Nope.
Well, appreciate you for coming. If you're still there, we really much appreciate that you are here. And if this is your first time, give us a like and subscribe, and hopefully you will continue to tune in and enjoy more of our podcast. So I'm once again glad to be back. We
Oh,
will be here
FYI,
again.
let me also say this. I do apologize for the constant interruptions. Bro, like just nothing but being. I was just being annoyed all day today. So I do apologize for that.
Oh yeah, I mean family, that's how it is. But yeah, so we will definitely be here next week. Share us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the platforms, and we will continue to do more. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
Yeah, Huvvi 186. Have a good one, you guys.